we are rocking and rolling. Welcome back, guys. Hey, guys, how you going? So, BK Sport. It is time for the weekly dose of depression on the channel. Yes, we are back for the weekly dose of depression as my Gold Coast Titans take on the New Zealand Warriors. And this is a very, very difficult game to predict. It shouldn't be. If you look at the ladder, it really shouldn't be a difficult game to predict. And I will actually also mention, obviously, we streamed the Dolphins-Manly game before. And Manly absolutely slapped him. We have done a switcheroo on the table. Dolphins are in scam. You're done. You're done. You've conceded 160 points in the last 3 weeks, Dolphins. You are on scam, and Manly are off scam. They are on fraud alert. We have to do it. We have to do it. They've gone to fraud. The Dolphins have gone down a notch to scam. Gee whiz. We've now seen 3 teams on scam this year. That little bastard of a team, the Sharks. Now the Dolphins, and Manly were on it before. But we've had to do the switcheroo. It is what it is. But this game here today, guys, is the Gold Coast Titans versus New Zealand Warriors. Obviously, you guys know these streams, when my teams are playing, are going to be different to the normal, so you do have to understand that I'm going to be a lot more passionate and a lot more vocal about my team, but I will also give you a good read in regards to how I think the other team is performing, and I will also, and I do like the Wires. You guys know we streamed this game about 4 weeks ago when the Titans did play New Zealand over there in New Zealand, where the Titans did get a win. They got a very surprising win. That was their last win, even though they should have won a couple of weeks ago against the Panthers. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm not surprised with, you know, I can definitely tell you that overall the Titans are not a good team. They just simply aren't a good team. They're in 17th position right now, but this is a very, very big game for them in regards to trying to avoid the spoon, because they would actually go into 16th position if they were to get a win here against a team that they do seem to always get wins against. It's really random. The Warriors have a really awful record against the Gold Coast Titans throughout history, or throughout the last 6 years, where I think they've only won 1 game in the last 5 or 6 years against the Gold Coast Titans, and that was a game that was still super close, where the Titans had a send-off in the first 20 minutes of the game. Still made it super close, but the Warriors in the last 3 minutes were able to score a couple of tries there at Seabus back in, I think, 2022 maybe, I think it might have been, or 2023. Either way, it was super close, and regardless of where the Titans are on the table, for some reason, the Warriors just struggled to play against them. Now, this is going to be interesting here today, because the Warriors are fighting for their top 4 spot. The Panthers did lose yesterday to the Raiders in an absolute screamer of the game. Warriors fans are massive fans of whoever plays against the Panthers at the moment, because it's really helping out their table aspirations, and the Warriors will, you know, no matter what, drop below the Panthers this week. They're not in the top 4 as we currently speak because of their points differential. I've been telling Warriors fans this for a long time. But at the end of the day, this is a very big game here for New Zealand to keep their spot in the top 4 for the time being, and to keep it in their own hands. That is the most important thing here for the Warriors. Winning their last 3 games, they will be top 4. It is in their hands. But the Sharks are chasing. The Panthers are still chasing, but they've got a big game on Thursday against the Bulldogs, and also the Broncos are still chasing. They're the only 3 teams. The Roosters can't do it. Well, like, they can if the Warriors lose here today. The Roosters still could technically do it, but overall, it's probably not going to be the case, right? So the 3 teams that are chasing are the Sharks, the Panthers, and the Broncos, and this is a big game here for the Warriors. They have to win it. They have to win. Not even for the fact that it's against their bogey team, but not even for the fact of the top 4. It really is just about the fact of the Warriors need to win this, because they're going up against the team coming in 17th. A team that has been awful this season. The Titans lost last week by 50 points. They conceded 54 points to the Sharks. It's 54-22 Cronulla. Week beforehand, they lost to the last place Rabbitohs at the time, 20-18. Week before, they had a good game against the Panthers in the second half, and arguably should have won that game. Very controversial loss, but at the end of the day, the Warriors must win this game on the merit of who they're playing. They need to beat the Titans. I don't understand why we're even having this conversation, because the Warriors should be putting a score past us. They absolutely should be. I'm going into this game with low expectations, high hopes of the bogey team curse, but I also get nervous that because now even casual fans have understood and acknowledged the fact that this bogey team curse that the Titans have over the Warriors, I do get a bit nervous thinking the Warriors could come out and absolutely slap it today. They could come out and can play themselves into form. If there's a team to play yourselves into form against, it's either the Knights or the Titans, and the Sharks did it last week. They're going to buy this week, and you'd expect that you know, the Sharks would roll into next week against Newcastle as well. They've got a great couple of games to really fire them up for the finals, momentum-wise. But the Warriors must win this game today. It's just as simple as that. It would be super embarrassing if they weren't able to get the win, regardless of the history of these 2 teams. So let's get into the 2-team lineup, stand into the ladder, and then we'll get into the chat and see what you guys are saying. Obviously, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I will repeat, guys, I am going to be a lot more animated in this game, in this stream. If you want like just a general stream of just neutral this isn't the game for you because it is the Titans, but I also still will commentate to the best of my abilities in regards to how the Warriors are doing. And if they are doing better, I will tell you. I'm not I'm not like a couple of years ago, I would really just kind of hone in on the positives of the Titans. Nowadays, I don't do that, right? So just kind of understand. I know there's going to be a lot of banter and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I do still have the last 6 years of Titans games against the Warriors to bounce back from that. But like I said, thumbs up, subscribe. Let's get into the two-team lineups. Now, the Titans, they come to this game from 17th position. Warriors come to this game from 5th position. They were in 4th. The Sharks had their bye, so they are in 5th position. This at Seabuster Stadium on the Gold Coast. The last time these two teams played there, Titans were in 4th last, and they won 66-6 last year. 66 points to 6. That was a crazy result there. That was last year. Now, the ins, Brian Kelly, Jojo Fafita, and Cleese Haas for the Titans, with the outs being Jacob Alakwinki, Jamin Jolliffe, and Tukumhai Simpkins. Big loss there of Jamin Jolliffe. He's been huge recently. Big time front row forward there. Now, the fullbacks. The fullback is AJ Brimson, with the wingers being Jalen de Groot and Philip Sami. Centres of Brian Kelly and Jojo Fafita. Go to 5'8", Kieran Foran in his last ever game against the New Zealand Warriors, with the halfback being Jaden Campbell. Front row forwards of Mwaki Fodawaker and Regan Campbell-Gillard. Number 9, Sam Verrills. Back row is Chris Randall and Bowie Firma, with the 13 being Tino Fa'asul-Malawi, who is the captain. Then you've got the interchange, Keanu Kenny, Cleese Haas, Isaac Fa'asul-Malawi, and Josh Paxton, with the 18th man replacement being Tony Francis, and the coach is Desi Hasler. Overall, the Titans were doing a bit better in games until the last two, where they've gotten flogged by the Sharks and lost a really poor game to the Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs have found a little bit of form, but against lower opposition table teams, which is where they are. At the end of the day, it was still a really bad performance by both those teams. It's just the Rabbitohs were still able to get the win there, right? A great result against the Panthers. They actually were down 24-0 at halftime, came back to be up 26-24. A lot of controversy hit that game. Panthers ended up winning 30-26. But at the end of the day, good positive performance by the Titans in that game, and beat the Warriors in their last win, 24-16 over there in New Zealand, which was huge, massive underdog, and got up there. But before that, lost the Tigers, lost the Broncos, lost the Cowboys, lost the Eels, did beat Manly 28-8 there, so I was right in the last stream. They did win by 20 points. So, look, overall, you're never going to expect this Titans team to win. But do they have a chance based off of the history against the Warriors and based off the fact that they do have talent when they want to perform? They can perform. They can kind of come out of nowhere, this Titans team. And if there's ever a team to acknowledge that, it is the Warriors. If there is ever a team to acknowledge this Titans team can play extremely random and get a good result here and there, it is the New Zealand Warriors. Now, their ins, Kurt Catewell, Rocco Berry, and Tamati Martin, with the outs being Freddie Lussick, Jackson Ford, and Tane Twalpicki. The fullback is Chance Nickel Klukstad, with the wingers being Dallin Watini-Zelezniak and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, centres of Adam Pompey and Rocco Berry. 5'8", Shuttle Harris-Tavita. Halfback is the man who does not miss, Tanner Boyd. Get around in first game back on the Gold Coast since he obviously left at the end of last year. I think it was the end of last year that he left, yeah. Front row forwards, James Fisher-Harris was the captain, and Tanner Stowers-Smith comes in off the bench to start in the props with Wade Egan as the number 9. Back row is Kurt Catewell and Marata Niokore, with the 13 being the man, Ez Clark, also first game back on the Gold Coast since he left. Then you go to the interchange. Dimitri Vaymalga goes out of the starting lineup onto the bench alongside Tamati Martin, Eddie Jeremiah Tuava, and Leka Halasima, with the 18th man replacement being Samuel Healy and Andrew Webster as the coach. Interesting to see that Leka Halasima has actually dropped out of the starting back rowers onto the bench. He's been having an incredible season. Could be up there for the Rookie of the Year for sure. He's been brilliant. Obviously, he's got a great game-winning try against the Newcastle Knights a few weeks ago, which was a poor performance by the Warriors. They were down by 1 on the siren, but a very lucky deflection from a missed field goal from Tanner Boyd charged down. And then Halasima ran 40 metres to score it. At the end of the day, they won it. Look, last week was a good bounce back for the Warriors. They weren't exactly fantastic against the Dragons. The Dragons did need to win that game, though, so it was a tricky opponent, very tough game. But ultimately, the Warriors won 14-10. Nearly threw the game away in the last few seconds, but ultimately did win it, and that's just the main thing to go off there. So, look, overall, that Dragons game, you take it as a win, you're happy with it, it put you back into the top 4, but you do have to mention the previous 3-4 weeks, 3-4 weeks, the last month before that Dragons game, where they lost 32-14 in the Bulldogs, a blowout there on the rain. They lost 20-18 in the last seconds to the Dolphins, and the Dolphins have conceded 160 points since that moment, and that's just awful. 160 points since that last game that we saw there. And then you've got the Titans game where they lost 24-16 in New Zealand, and there is the game against the Knights. Again, that is a negative. Like, they did win, they got the 2 points, it's the most important factor, but in regards to performance, that's a real struggle there to have to rely upon what happened in the last couple of seconds against a team as low as the Newcastle Knights to win 20-15. the Knights have been abhorrent this season, right? They went up against a team of the Cowboys last week who conceded 23 errors to the Cowboys. 23 errors, but still, the Cowboys absolutely flogged them by 38 points, or nearly 40 points. So the point of the matter is that is a good result, but it wasn't a good performance there from the Warriors. So the last 4 weeks prior to that Dragons game was very up and down. Well, not very up and down, very down. At least they got 1 win from it. They should have had 2. They were the better team in the Dolphins game, but still found a way to lose. So, look, you have to, in the head, you still have to tip the Warriors here today. Head-wise, you have to tip the Warriors and say that surely they are a better team than the Gold Coast Titans in 2025. Surely. It's just as simple as that. So, head-wise, I will tip the Warriors. Heart-wise, obviously, I'm going to tip the Titans, right? But I can never expect it. I can just never expect it with the Gold Coast, man. Even if it's against the Warriors who they always beat, I can just never expect it. So head-wise, I am going to tip the Warriors here. And head-wise, I am going to tip them 13+, but just knowing what this Titans team can do, like out of the blue, they'll have a good performance. So you can never completely back this game in for a Warriors result, right? Even though it should be. So I am tipping the Warriors. Now, the ladder position, Titans in 17th position. They're in last. They're on 16 points with a minus 187 points differential. Now, if they lose this game, they will obviously stay in 17th position and then have to really plead that the Broncos beat the Knights tomorrow. If the Titans win, though, they would go to 18 points and they would actually go above the Knights because the Knights are on minus 186. The Titans are minus 187. They would just need to win by literally 1 point to go equal points differential. 2 points or more, they would go above the Knights there in regards to points differential and on the same amount of points. And then, obviously, really, really desperately want the Broncos again to beat the Knights tomorrow. If the Titans were to win, it actually would bring the Eels back into play as well, considering that they'd only be 2 points away. So Eels fans are probably would be massive Warriors fans in this game. But then again, you're going to have teams like the Sharks and the Panthers and the Broncos and who are all going to be very desperate for the Titans to beat the Warriors. So a lot of teams are asking for different things here today. But anyway, long story short, Titans win. They would go for the time being into 16th position, dependent on that Knights-Broncos result tomorrow. If they lose, they will be in last position. Warriors, on the other hand, they are in 5th position on 32 points, which is equal with the Sharks. A lot of Warriors fans are telling me points differential doesn't matter midway through the season. Well, how's it mattering right now? Because it's plus 67 for the Sharks, which isn't actually that great for a top 8 team. And the Warriors are on plus 12. Plus 12. Manly, who just got a win, on plus 4. So and they're in 10th position. So that tells you the struggles that the Warriors have gone through in regards to really banking up that points differential. But if they win this game, they still, regardless, would go on to 34 points. They would go into 4th position and would actually be within range of the Bulldogs. Because the Bulldogs have lost their last 2 games, one to the Roosters and then the other one to the Storm yesterday. The Bulldogs are on 36 points. The Warriors with a win would go to 34 points. Now, again, that points differential is just not good enough. Bulldogs are plus 114 to the Warriors were plus 12. Gee whiz. But point is they'd be within range. They'd be really hoping the Panthers actually next week got a win against the Bulldogs because they'd be 3 points behind them by that point if the Warriors win. And then that would mean the Warriors could actually equal them next week. The points differential is not great, however, and the Bulldogs do play the Panthers and the Sharks, which is not easy for them. So overall, the Warriors, if they win this today and they go on to win their final 2 games of the season, there is actually still a decent enough shout that they go into 3rd, but I do think the Bulldogs finish off in 3rd. I do think they do. But with that being said, Bulldogs win, 4th place. That's it for this weekend. If they lose this game, however, they will stay below the Sharks, obviously, points differential-wise. The Panthers obviously lost yesterday, so they can't jump them. But the Broncos, with a plus 114 points differential, they're on 30 points. If they are to beat the Knights tomorrow, here's hoping. But if the Broncos were to win that game tomorrow, they would go to 32 points and the Warriors would drop down into 6th position. Now, 32 points for me is enough to make the top 8 this year. Actually, with that loss for the Dolphins, it absolutely is now enough. 32 points is a guarantee. If the Dolphins had won, it wasn't a guarantee, but 32 points does get you in. So you are locked in for the top 8, Warriors fans. However, if you lose this game, you could drop down into 6th, and then there is, still a decent chance that you could finish off the season without a home final in 7th or 8th, right? But at least you will be minimum in 7th and 8th, and not many people backed the Warriors in for the top 8 this year. Oh, I know I didn't. I thought they'd go in with a bit of a struggle post Sean Johnson, but at the end of the day, I've been proven completely wrong there and happy to be proven wrong because the Warriors have played some decent footy this year, not attacking-wise, but defensively, the Warriors have been very good for most part of this season. They've only conceded 425 points, which is worse off than the Storm and is worse off than the Bulldogs. With this game, if they concede more than 9 points, they go below the Raiders, but for the time being, they're above the Raiders there. So they're definitely below the Storm, the Bulldogs, and also the Panthers, and by 4 points there already. So they are, I think, the 5th best defense right now. If that's what Storm, Bulldogs, and Panthers, they're actually 4th. But again, if they lose, if they concede 9 points or more, they will actually go into 5th. And I think that's it, because I think the Knights, they've been giving up a few points recently. So they are in 4th currently defensively, but attacking-wise, 437 points is worse off than the Raiders, the Storm, the Bulldogs, the Sharks, the Panthers, the Broncos, the Roosters, the Dolphins. It's very close. Well, it's currently actually behind Manly with that. Oh, it's actually decently behind Manly now with that massive score for Manly in the last game against the Dolphins. They are behind the Dragons points-wise, but should be able to overtake them today with 17 points or more. They are behind the Cowboys in regards to attack as well. And they are actually equal with the Gold Coast Titans in 17th for points scored this year. They're actually equal with them. So that tells you the struggles the Warriors have had attacking-wise, but defensively they are solid. Let's see if they can beat their bogey team today. Let's see if they can do it. They really should be doing it. They really should be winning this game here, and they should be winning this game well, but it's only the next 80 minutes that will tell. So obviously, guys, go and hit that thumbs up button. Smash it in. Subscribe if you're new around here. Come on to Titans. But Tamahana says 60-0 to the Warriors. Hey, potentially you should do it, but at the end of the day, the last time these two teams played on the Gold Coast was actually 66-6 to the Gold Coast. All right, so Chance Neil-Klokstad, he will get that ball and give it off to, Fisher Harris, who gets rocked by Tino to start us off. Oh, it's a mistake. What a hit by Tino, baby. Knock on from the Warriors on the first play of the game, and that is a big hit from Tino that starts the Gold Coast with a great moment. Wowee, Tino. He's just come in and said, get that shit out my face, and Fisher Harris with a mistake at the play the ball will give the Titans the first attack of the game. Sachin Kelson, member for 44 months, and I'm ready for our second annual loss to the Titans. Well, you shouldn't, but this is not a good start. Glenn Woods is listening to your commentary, has reignited my interest. Get around you, Glenn Woods. Appreciate you, brother. Glenn Woods says, I stopped watching NRL 3 years ago because of the Channel 9 commentator, Matt Thompson. Well, appreciate you for joining into the streams, brother. All right, so first tackle here for the Gold Coast. 10 metres out from the line. They roll it back to Sam Verrills off the Regan Campbell-Gillard. And RCG, he'll be second tackle about 7 metres away. Bit of a lackluster run there. One a bit harder from you, Regan. They go out the back to Foz. 4 into Jaden Campbell. And Jaden Campbell's going to be 10 metres out in third tackle. Jaden Campbell, 10 metres out, third tackle. Sam Verrills off to Tina Fa'asuamaleaui, and Tino will be 5 metres out. This is basically a Warriors home game with the amount of New Zealand fans that would be out in attendance. With the amount of New Zealand fans, I've been there many times before. They're kicking this ball through. Jojo! No, drop out. Oh my goodness me. That was very lucky bounce there for the Warriors to not concede to Jojo Fafita. But it will be a dropout. And what a hectic start here. Scott James, I've tipped the Warriors. I think the Titans, but only tipping Warriors just for a top 4 race, still going with the Sharks. Well, the Warriors need to win this game to go into the top 4. If the Warriors lose, the Broncos, with a win over the Knights tomorrow, would actually go into the top 4. Nate Jason, they struggled to beat a 15-man Dragons team. There is also that thought process. All right, so they will do a short kick here, and Jojo with a good grab. He'll be 15 metres out, first tackle. Levi says, I think this round has been the most exciting so far. Even the 40-0 thumping by the Rabbits was pretty entertaining. I agree. I agree. Last game, there was a really bad defensive game, but at the end of the day, seeing a lot of points is still fun. But, I'd rather a low-scoring grind than a high-scoring blowout like that. But it was still entertaining for a different way. Third tackle now, 5 metres away from the line. It's Fodawaker with the ball. He's going to roll it back now to Sam Verrills. Sam Verrills, short ball, Regan Campbell-Gillard, 3 metres out. It's a penalty to the Gold Coast. Now, do they take the 2 or do they go for the try? You're not going to win this game by 2 points, I don't reckon. You're not going to be winning this game by kicking the 2s, in my opinion. But they might go for the 2 points just to take the lead early doors. But a high tackle from Murata Niokore will give the Titans a chance. No, they will go for the try. So Tina Fa'asuamaleaui, he's going to bring this ball 3 metres away from the line. Hot start for Tino. That's first tackle. No, not 6 again. They give it to Kieran Foran. Then on to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell tried to tell Chris Reynolds to run underneath him, but he didn't do it. Now it's a 6 again for the Gold Coast. 10 metres away from the line. Warriors fans a little bit worried with this start, but it's still very early doors. Moeaki Fodawaker. He'll get this ball 4 metres out, second tackle. What an extraordinary start to this game. Sam Verrills to Tino! Bang! Tino! Oh, it's a good start for Tino and the Titans. 4-0 Gold Coast with the kick to come from right in front of the post. Woo-hoo-hoo! try time for the Gold Coast, and it's 4-0 with a kick to come. Leon says Tino haters quiet. They are quiet. He gets the big hit on Fisher Harris for a mistake at the first play the ball of the game, and then Tino is the 1-2 score as well immediately. 4-0 with a kick to come. 4-0 with a kick to come. Matt on Sport TV says, as a Bronx fan, please get the W today, Titans. Yeah, Broncos fans are big fans of the Gold Coast today. Chuck Nielsen, what did I say? What did you say? Warriors players walked on slowly. They don't want it, bro. Trust me, Titans 13+. Well, the last time these two teams did play at Seabus was that 66-6 win for the Gold Coast last year. But the Warriors just can't lose this game if they're any consideration for a big-time team this year. You know, it's all well and good that they're up there around the top 4, but even Warriors fans are understanding about what I'm talking about here. Tian says Warriors 10+ points win. Well, it's not a good start, but a long way to go here. 5 minutes in, Jaden Campbell will get the conversion, and it is 6-0 to the Titans with 35 minutes left of the first half. Red hot start. Red hot start. John Tipu says Bulldogs and Panthers played well enough to win. The Bulldogs didn't. The Raiders and Storm just wanted it more. Those contests are the reason we love this game. Absolutely. They were two very close contests, but at the end of the day, the Storm were the better team. Especially defensively. Infinite Kiwi says, dang, what a one-on-one. Sheesh. You love to see it. You love to see it. Josie Parsons bogey effect. Well, still very early doors here. But that is a bit of a worrying sign there for the Warriors to concede so quickly and so easily. But Tino off to a red-hot start. And Tanner Boyd will kick this ball off to the Titans 2 metres out. And now Moaki Fodawaker gets this ball to the 10 on first tackle. Darcy says second half is what counts with the Titans. Sure, but like in what capacity are you saying? Are you saying both capacities? Because against the Panthers, they were incredible in the second half. In the first half, they were awful. Both of them are just a knock on. The Warriors are going to get an attacking opportunity here, 20 metres out. And as a Titans fan, I will say to you straight away, whenever a team is attacking our defensive line, I guarantee them for a try. So I'm very nervous here. I'm very nervous. David says, GG boys, game over already. Don't know about that, mate. Don't know about that. Knock on there from the Titans, and the Warriors will get an attacking opportunity 20 metres out. You hate to see that after points. Jay says, beware the crazy and loud Farang in room 10. He will go back to normal in a few hours. Farang is Thai, bro. I'm in Vietnam. I'm in Vietnam. All right, first tackle now for the Warriors, and they're at 15 metres out. First tackle. 6 again, I think they just called. Yep, they did. 6 again. And Aaron Clark off to Tanner Stowers-Smith, who is 10 metres away from the line on first tackle. Glenwood says, all off the back of Big Tanner's first tackle hit. Absolutely. But that knock-on was just brutal from Bowie Firma just now. Second tackle, 3 metres away from the line. And they'll roll it back. Wade Egan, short ball. Niokore, I think he scored this. I think he's reached out. Or is it a double movement? It is a try. Like I told you, whenever a team is attacking on the Titans line, I'm going to bang them in for a try. And there is an easy try there, and it's poor defense from the Gold Coast. And after such a red-hot start, you've really got to be frustrated by that. That's what the Titans do, man. Unfortunately, they score a try. They go and knock the ball on in the first set after points. And then it's just a really easy try on this right-hand side, as long as he keeps his right arm up here. But I'm pretty certain he does. Niokore, yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. That is a try. It's good strength there from Rudder Niokore to reach out. And we might be on for a few points in today's game. If this is the defense from both teams, we might be on for a lot of points here. Glenn says, all the back of Big Ten is first tackle hit. Nikhil says, I'm already rattled. Sebon says, Waz fans might as well just switch off. Just giving up after 3 minutes is crazy. Yeah, don't know about that. Still got the Waz to win here, but that was a really poor defense as per usual. Benji says, someone drop a link for the game so I can watch. Yeah, KO. That's a good shout. Glenn Woods is 3 more metres. Waz got payback on their minds for that 60-point shellacken. I don't even think that's the case. I honestly, and I say this every single game when Warriors fans we're talking, I say Warriors shouldn't be given a shit about literally anything except for just getting their team right. It's not about getting a bounce back or a shellacking over the Titans in, to get their revenge for last year's 66-6. They shouldn't be thinking about the teams around them on the table. They should be just thinking about their own game themselves to get themselves back into it, because it has been a really tough 2 months to watch the Warriors. But Tanner Boyd, guess what, Brenton? He does not miss. It is 6-6. 8 minutes into the game, it is 6-6. Mitchell says, Titans, such a promising start. Yeah, no. It was such a promising start, but that knock-on after points is just brutal, and you do have to go back and have a look at Bowie Firma just giving that one up. It's really poor. Really, really poor. David says, predict the score, 38-36 to the Warriors. I don't know about that. Like, I did say, head-wise, in the last game when someone asked me, I said, head-wise, you should be seeing like a Warriors 36-10 victory here today. But in regards to if the bogey team curse happens, and you could see like a 20-14 Titans win, that's kind of how I would see it. If the Titans win, I'd be looking at 20-14. If the Warriors win, I'd say they should be winning 36-10. But Fisher Harris will run this ball back, and he will hold on to the ball this time, 20 metres out. Laurie says, I'm more worried for the Wars if Titans are ahead on the scoreboard at the end of the first half. Second half being shy for the Wars. Yeah, the Titans are very 50-50 in second halves, though. Very 50-50. All right, so that's going to be second tackle here for the Warriors at the 32. And they'll get it across the chance and Crookstat, and he'll be taken down here at the 40 on third tackle. Marcel says, is your multi still on from Thursday, Blaze? Multi? I don't bet. What do you mean, my multi? I don't know. What? What multi? All right, so that's going to be Wade Egan trying to claim a high tackle here. I don't know if there's a high tackle, but he's milking it. Let's see if they're going to call it or not. They're just telling him to play the ball here. I think he's trying to milk this one. Jared Choi says the Titans will score at least 20 points. I hope so, man. That'd be nice to see. Be nice to see. Benji, Olivia has given you a link to the McDonald's application process so that you can be able to watch the game. So Warriors will kick this ball now to the Titans at the 10, and Jalen de Groot, he will get this ball to the 15 on first tackle. Jalen had a bit of a rough one against the Sharkies last week. It was really difficult under the high ball, and Sharks were able to really hone in on that side and get a good couple of points from it. Obviously 54 points at the end of the game. Now Jaden Campbell off to Chris Randall, and Randall will be third tackle at the 30. 10 minutes in here. This has flown by. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. 10 minutes gone. It is currently 6-6. Titans off to a hot start. Made a mistake, and Warriors just tied it up. Seb Watson says, wasn't a multi that Poffis was going to do. Oh, that thing. Oh, that's right. Well, I had Xavier Coates for 2 tries with him, and he got 1. I did say, I think I put 4 into score in this game for a bit of a laugh, just because it was really tough. And that's a big kick from Jaden Campbell, but Dallin Matani-Selesniak will grab that ball and be taken down to the 25. No, he gets away from Brian Kelly, and it'll be at the 33, first tackle. So I have forwards to score this game, and I think tomorrow's game I had something else as well. In the Knights Broncos, maybe. I can't remember what we did. Can't remember. Laurie, imagine Golden Point at the end of this game. Panthers and Raiders was amazing again last night. Yeah, it was an amazing finish. I put up on Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, you can go check out my Instagram there in the pinned comment. If you aren't following, fourth tackle now for the Warriors, the 45. After games, I usually go and have a bit of a quick say about what we watched today. And Wade Egan will be at the 37 on the Titan side of the field. Leon says, is Broncos for and against better than the Sharks? Yes. The Broncos, I think, are about 114. 1 second, I'll go check. But the Titans will... Jalen de Groot grabs it at the 10, and it'll be taken down first tackle. So the Sharks are plus 67. The Warriors are plus 12. The Panthers are plus 111, but who cares about that with their uneven points? And the Broncos are plus 114. So the Broncos, if they win against the Knights tomorrow, they have a better points differential than the Bulldogs. But right now, they're actually equal on 114 regardless. And a penalty to the Titans. Let's go. Penalty to the Titans. Let's go. Glenn Wood says, most Warriors supporters realistically know that top 4 for most of the year was happily overachieving. I think that top 8 was overachieving, so they've had a great season regardless. I think there was a lot of question marks last year. They lost Sean Johnson, which was his time. It was clearly his time, and he wasn't playing too well last year at all. But I thought there was going to be a major readjustment in regards to the way they play their footy. But overall, their attacking hasn't been great this season. It's been their defense that has locked down and got them into the position that they are. So the Titans now at the 48. I think that regardless, Warriors fans should be happy with where their season has gone for the most part. Like now, looking at how their season's gone, they'd be disappointed with how their last 2 months has been. But overall, they should be super happy with where they're at as a team in 2025, regardless, and a knock on there from Mawaki Fodawaker. And welcome back to the errors that the Gold Coast Titans do provide. 0 tackle for the Warriors at the 40. Middle says, didn't know Ashton Ward was a referee too. Jeez, Ashton Ward just cops it, eh? Tina with a good tackle there, so Chance couldn't get away. And that's 6 again. It was actually Tamati Martin. No, Sheldon Harris and Vita, my bad. 6 again for the Warriors, and they're at the 40. Anytime a team gets into the attacking area for the against the Titans. I back him in for a try. So the Warriors are 30 metres out, first tackle. Wade Egan to Tanner Boyd, then on to Murata Niokore. Niokore will be at the 25, second tackle. Leah says, we had a lot of golden points this season. Just shows how good this season is. And it's not even the golden points that tell it. Like, just look at the table. Look at how the games have been overall. And good tackle from Jojo Fafita. Keeps the Warriors 10 metres out. Adam Pompey, fourth tackle now. Or is it third? Is it third or fourth? It says third on the screen, but sometimes they get it wrong. Aaron Clark, he'll be 10 metres out. I think that's fourth tackle now, yeah. All right, Wade Egan off to Tanner Boyd. Then back to Niokore, bobbles it, but he'll be 6 metres out from the line. Fifth tackle for the Warriors. Come on, get a bit of defense going here, Gold Coast. Tanner Boyd, good kick into the area. I think that's going to be knocked out from Titans. Yeah, so it's a bit drop out from the Gold Coast. Drop out from the Gold Coast. David says, is it still possible for the Wars to miss 8? No. With the Dolphins losing, they are guaranteed for the top 8. If the Dolphins had have won, then there was a very minuscule chance they could miss the 8. But ultimately, they might switch this to a... They might say Pompey touches this. No, they have just called it a dropout. All right, so dropout from the Titans. Bunker has... No. What's the referee doing? Knock on. Yeah, they have said knock on. Yeah, they did change it. So it's going to be Titans ball here at the 10. Let's go. Let's go. So the bunker did get involved there to say that was a knock on there from the Warriors. It must have been in the field of play, though. That's why it's not at the 20 instead. With the Dolphins losing that game to Manly, and not just losing, but getting an absolute shellacking past them, the Warriors are confirmed for the top 8. So first tackle now. But ultimately, when they won that game against the Dragons, they were in the 8. It was the Dragons game that got them in. Jaden Campbell with a good run after the offload, and Titans will be at the 30 on second tackle. JC Finesse says, Titans making the playoffs, let's go. Yeah, they're going to be clearly minor premiers, mate, so they're flying at the moment. Tino, what a start. Well, that's a strip, and it's Titans ball, and AJ Brimson now at 6 again. AJ Brimson at the 50. Let them start, they've got numbers. No, Bo Furman, no, they're going to take it back for no advantage. No, they are going to say, are they going to say advantage played? Oh, they've said advantage gone. Oh, Bo's had 2 knock-ons in 15 minutes. Oh, dude, that was 0 tackle as well. Tino has been so good. Like, Tanner Stowart-Smith gets the strip, and then Chris Randall gets it. Oh, sorry, AJ Brimson gets it. And they had, 3 on 0 out on the left-hand side. They would have scored for sure, but Bo Furman knocks the ball on. MJ has a Tigers emoji. I'm not too sure what that's about, but sure. Laurie says, if you're at Seabus tonight, those drums will be banging loud. I would be. I've gone up against the mountain of Warriors fans many times at Seabus. It's a very difficult time being, on the drums on the front line at Seabus against the Warriors, but I do my best. I've always done my best. Kurt Capewell now at the 37, second tackle. 7 from 10 completions for the Titans so far. Not great. 70%. Not great. Third tackle now for the Warriors at the 30. Players just letting Tino down. Well, it was a strip from Tanner Stowart-Smith on Tino, but it worked out well for the Gold Coast until Bo had his second knock on of the game. Wade Egan right outside Tanner Boyd, and Tanner Boyd crunched in the tackle at 13. Fifth tackle now. Fifth tackle. Wade Egan off to Harris Tavita. It's a decent enough kick, but Jojo Fafita. Oh, they're going to say knock on. Oh, damn it. Jojo Fafita got up high. I thought he had it, but it will be a knock-on here. So the Titans have just given opportunity after opportunity to the Warriors here. Opportunity after opportunity. Yeah, he does lose it on the ground there because it hits the grass straight away. It was a good grab, but it's just he came too hard down on the ball on the grass, and that's where the knock-on comes. Brent says, who kicked the conversion for the Warriors? You'll be surprised to hear this, Brenton, but Tanner Boyd. Yeah. Yeah, Tanner Boyd does not miss. He does not miss, Brenton, but it's nice of you to really acknowledge the true king of conversion kicking history, which is Tanner Boyd. First tackle now for the Warriors, and they're at the 7. And 6 again for the Warriors. Out to Tanner Boyd. Tanner Boyd, quick pass. And Roger Tuivasa-Sheck will score. And that's what's going to happen. The Titans have given up about 4 knock-ons so far. They have had about 4 knock-ons. And it's really disappointing. Like, at the end of the day, the Warriors have to score there. The Titans have just given them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And there's no way that a team is going to be able to hold out all of that. And despite the fact the Warriors haven't been a good attacking team throughout the season, the fact is they're going up against a team that just allows the other team to have so many ridiculous opportunities. The Titans are 7 from 11 completions, 63% on the completion rate, and they've already had 4 errors in the game. I don't even know if they've updated it to the 5. 4 errors regardless in 17 minutes is diabolical stuff, and that's why the Gold Coast are in 17th position. At the end of the day, the Warriors have scored both of their tries off of Titans' errors. The first, Tino scores. The second tackle on the set, the Titans knock the ball on through Bo Firma, and the Warriors go and score. And then this try here, again, another knock on to Bo Firma after a brilliant breakaway for the Titans, and the Warriors score again. It's just... This is what the Titans do this season, unfortunately, and that's why I said the Warriors should win this game like 36 points to 10. Leon says, I think the Raiders, Storm, Panthers, and Roosters are contenders. The rest will be gone by week 2. I think that's a bit early to be talking about the Roosters. They've had some good form, but we do know teams fluctuate. Let's see them beat the Eels and beat the Eels well tonight. And then we'll see them against the Storm next week. But apparently Harry Grant is out of that game with suspension, and Jerome Hughes is obviously still out for the Storm too. So winnable game there for the Roosters if they're good enough. Brennan says, oh, good on him. He can do it again now. Come on, Tanner. Yeah. Tanner Boyd to get a conversion now. Let's see if he can get it, because he always does, because Tanner Boyd doesn't miss. This is as far left as you possibly can see. A beautiful view here in Ho Chi Minh, though. Got the Bidexco Tower right there in front of me. Beautiful view. But I don't need the view, because Tanner Boyd does not miss, Brenton. Some bitch. Don't you ever doubt this man ever again. He was kicking that basically from Madraba. This is in Rabina. He was kicking that ball from Madraba and he gets it over the black dot. You know why? Because Tanner Boyd, I don't know if you've heard this before, he does not miss. He just doesn't miss. Brenton, you got to get a grip of yourself. Quick smart. 22 minutes to go the first half, 12-6 the Warriors. Leon says you'd want him to miss against your team, Blaze. It is what it is at this point, man. Titans, if they get the spoon, they deserve the spoon. Knights get the spoon, they deserve the spoon. Whoever gets the spoon deserves it, mate. At the end of the day, Tanner Boyd's a mate of mine. I love to see him successful. I want to see him do well for the Warriors. And if it's not the Sharks for my mum, I'd want the Warriors to win the comp this year. I've got a bit of a soft spot for them. I think most people do. When I went to New Zealand last year for my first ever time in New Zealand, went there for 5-6 days. Got to watch my team get a win, which was great, but went over there, and the people were all so welcoming and nice. I didn't cop any slander like other fan bases can give me at games, and they were all very welcoming. I love my boy, the Mouse Smart Joker. He's a good dude, and I love the wise man. So no, I'm very aware of where the Titans are at this season, mate. So if we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. That's the kind of part of the year that we're at. And Warriors fans know all about that from their history, and a lot of teams can kind of acknowledge that. Knights, Eels, Parramatta, those kind of fan bases. Another knock on from the Titans. You know what I mean? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? The Warriors are going to probably score 3 straight tries off the back of a Titans knock on. It's diabolical stuff. It's diabolical stuff. Philip Sami just knocks the ball on, and that's their 5th knock on of the game. That is, or might even be their 6th error. I don't know if they've updated that on the NRL.com. Yeah, can we deal with that one, mods, please? Glenn Wood says, great commentary from Madraba. Yeah, basically, mate. Basically. Close enough to Skunkle out of Mount Isa. Jack O'Neill says Tanner Boyd doesn't miss, but if he does, he's just helping out his old team, so is it really missed? No, we've seen him forfeit a few kicks recently. Seen him forfeit a couple of kicks, but no, he's never missed in history. So 20 minutes into the first half for you guys. First over the Warriors of the 8. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Errors just killing Titans as per usual. Charles Newell Krukstad will be at the 3 on second tackle. John says, true, so far all the tries have been scored off of opposition mistakes. Yeah, all tries, yeah. Even the Titans try was off of Fisher Harris' mistake. And now Fisher Harris is 4 metres away from the line, third tackle. I never expect a good defense from the Titans, so you get nervous just seeing this. And there's an easy try. All tries have come at the back of knock-ons from the Titans. That's the thing. That's why I can't sit here and give you a positive spiel about the Gold Coast, because look at this shit. 3 knock-ons, 3 tries. They have literally gifted the Warriors 3 tries. They've gifted them 3 tries. It's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And then you get these little cucks out there who say, oh, no, it's okay. At least we've got a team on the coast. That's not acceptable. It's just simply not acceptable. You're a professional team. You've been in the game for 21 minutes and you've got 5 errors in the game. 5 errors. You know, like, it really is. It really is just painful to see. It really is just painful to see. Leon says their fans are insufferable, Jared. Jared said, don't you want to see the Bulldogs win a premiership? No. But I would prefer them to win over the Storm, Panthers and Roosters. Not because I dislike the Storm, Panthers or Roosters, just because I'd like to see some other community get it. And I know some great Bulldogs fans, like Hectic Fred and Touchline Boys and Emilio and Daz and some Dogs fans, but overall their fans are quite insufferable, and it would be the end of the city of Sydney as we know it if the Bulldogs were to win the competition. But no, I would have them out of the 5 other teams outside of those 3. I'd prefer to see Warriors, Sharks, Raiders, even Bronx to be fair, even Bronx to be fair, because they haven't won since 2006. And who's another team in that area? Who's another team? No, I think that's it. Yeah, Warriors, Sharks. Oh, Raiders, sorry. Raiders I'd love to see win. That'd be awesome. But anyway, Tanner Boyd does not miss. It's 18-6 to the Warriors with 18.5 minutes to go here of the first half. Knock-ons just killing the Titans as usual. Glenn Wood says, how is Fisher-Harris MIA? He's not the player he was at the Panthers. Yeah, well, he's come across the Warriors and they're in the top 4 as we currently speak. So he still has been a big inclusion, just not the same inclusion that you would have expected, but he still has been a big inclusion. JC Smokes, I just need Sammy, Rocco, and Lecker. Good luck, JC. Good luck. David says Titans going back to their seagull roots. Not wrong. Levi says I want Raiders to win this year. Yeah, I'd probably like the Raiders to win it. I can't see the Wires winning it, but I would like to see the Wires most off. But I would like to see the Raiders win it. I've really enjoyed watching them, and I'm pretty happy that I could see what they were doing last year at the end of the year with the postseason review. I was just 1 year too late. I said 2026 would be their year, not 2025. Mounty says Titans are playing smart. They let the Warriors win, so they finish 4th, and then it's an easy game for Titans in round 1 of the finals. Yeah, valid point, Mounty. Valid point. Yeah, really valid point there. Well, Knights fans, you'd be very happy with this. Right this very second, you'd be staying in 16th position rather than 17th. Laurie says, till the whistle goes off, Titans still capable to come back, then I'll be happy if Wires are ahead by 1 point. True, but the Titans have been awful. Besides that first 3 minutes, the Titans have been awful in this game. And Tanner Stowers-Smith will be at the 50 on fit tackle. 17 minutes to go here, the first half. Sticky's a sentimental favourite, isn't he? Well, he's a wanker when for other teams, as in like when his team gets a robbery of a win, he calls the other team a cheater, which is just incredible. But no, I love Sticky's passion for his club. Every club wants it. You know, he's a wanker for other clubs, but if you're a fan of the Canberra Raiders, you would absolutely adore Ricky Stewart and the way that he loves that club and gets that club going. So he does have, you know, rough times with the overall consensus about how he coaches, but at the end of the day, the Raiders are doing well with him, and you'd be super proud to have him as a coach if you're a Raiders fan. 4 tackling out to 40. Sticky's a passionate Raider for sure. You saw him celebrating yesterday with the boys. Like, that was so cool to see. And Tino will now get this ball to the halfway point on fit tackle. Breton says they really needed Egan back for the finals run. Well, Egan's a huge player. Huge player for him. But Chance Newell-Klokstad brings it out now for the 23, and it'll be first tackle. McGregor says Warriors should win 21 to 30 points. Yeah, I said before the game, head-wise, I'd say Warriors should win 36 to 10 at a minimum. But regardless, the Warriors should just win by a country mile. And they are currently up 18-6. If the Titans were able to limit their errors, it wouldn't be this way, but the Titans are the Titans. Jack O'Neill says, definitely contributed to Blazers Raiders appreciation with my incredible sense of humour and quality takes. Oh, considering timing you out for that one. Considering you timing you out for 24 hours for that one. But I'll let you have it this one time, Jack. Just this one time. Just this one time, because it was a very funny comment. Just laughing at you rather than laughing with you. But Jalen de Groot will get taken down here at the 2. Good tackle from the Warriors. And the Titans will come out from their own 2. Give it off here to Jojo. And Jojo to the 10, second tackle. Jared Troy says, love Sticky, even when he called Jamin Salmon a weak-gutted dog. Yep, or called the Titans the cheaters when when they were the ones who the NRL admitted officially that they got the beneficial call down there in Canberra. But 4th tackle now for the Titans. No, they get the offload away to AJ Brimson. Brimson off to Cleese Haas, and Cleese Haas gets another offload away to Brimson. And then Channel Harris-Avita will get him down to the 30 on 4th tackle. John Tipper says, I've witnessed the Warriors good, bad and ugly for 30 years and counting. I predict the Warriors win the premiership within the next 30 years. Thank you, John. Within the next 30 years, brilliant. Another mistake from the Gold Coast. Oh, lads. Oh, man. Please hit the like button to get me through this stream because they're fucking disgraceful. Like, dead set. You know, like, dead set. Another mistake from the Gold Coast. It's just hilarious. It's hilarious. That'll be 7 errors already. That's 7 errors in 25 minutes. They might break the record this year for errors at this rate. They're dead set. Third tackle at the 30. Third tackle. Yeah, Andre, you got to do way better than that, bro. I've heard way worse than that, mate. Jack O'Neill says, I love Sticky, especially in a good season where he has less reason to say something absolutely diabolical in the media. Oh, Jay's timed out Andre, yeah. You got to do better than that, bro. Like, Full Coast Titans, all that type of shit. We've heard that many times before. You aren't going to get the reaction you want. They kick the ball into the corner. Not a kick. Good kick there from Tanner Boyd. Oh, well, it will end up being a dropout in the end. Sami gets taken back in the in goal. Say something absolutely diabolical in the media, and our fan base tries desperately to back up whatever he said. Sometimes, Raiders fans do go against him at times. I do remember a couple of years ago, Raiders fans, and even last year at points, some Raiders fans were saying it's time for Sticky Ricky to go. So, like, Raiders fans do back him nine times out of 10, but, like, Raiders fans do as well criticise when necessary. I do respect that about a lot of the Raiders fan base. Seb Watson says, Titans, please just end that season and go to Bali. Well, I'm definitely not going to Bali if that's the case. So the Warriors will be at the 45, and I love this team. I love this community, but you can definitely, it's like a relationship, right? You know, you have your ups, you have your downs. There's definitely more downs in this relationship, but one day, hopefully, the ups make it all worth it. Second tackle now at the 25 for the Warriors. And they'll roll it back to Wade Egan off to Tanner Boyd. Tanner Boyd off to Harris Tavita. Harris Tavita to Adam Pompey. This would be off another mistake, by the way, if the Warriors were to score. This would be off 4 straight mistakes from the Titans if the Warriors were to score. Third tackle, Harris Tavita off to Aaron Clark. And Aaron Clark will get this ball to the 5 on 4 tackle. 5 metres out, Wade Egan to Dimitri Vaymalga. Tanner Boyd, easy try. Oh, they didn't pass the ball. Oh, they do finally get it to Dalamatine Zelezniak, but they would have had an easy try if they passed it earlier. Fifth tackle for the Warriors, 15 metres out. Fifth tackle for the Warriors, 15 metres out. Tanner Boyd now at the 20. He'll kick that ball across into the corner. Knocked back from the Titans, luckily enough. And Jaden Campbell, he'll get this ball to the 10 on first tackle. McGregor says, I wonder what type of tactic does the Titans train during the week. It seems like they've trained on how best they can make errors. I just think when the going gets tough, man, at the Gold Coast, they've never really been a team that's able to face adversity full on. Like a lot of games, and this is across 20 years, a lot of games, if they get one individual bad call, the whole game gets tanked from there. Like, and that's a penalty the Titans will take it. Again, this is only 12 points. This game's not over, but I'm also, there's a reason why I'm criticising as heavily as I am. And I think people can understand that, even if you're Titans fans. But over the 20 years, the Titans will get one individual bad call against them, and then that's it. They'll just fold. You know, they will just completely collapse and fall apart, right? And that's something the Titans have been well and truly known for, even in good years. Even in years where they've technically made the 8 despite having losing seasons. There's a bit of bum action from Awake for Wake Up. First tackle here at the 35 for the Titans. You know, even in good years, they still find a way to kind of collapse under the pressure of a bad call and whatnot, not just let it kind of go into the past. So, yeah, it's unfortunately the life of being a Titans fan, man. But if you're still a Titans fan throughout all this shit, there's no way that anyone can say that you're not a loyal fan. All right, so Titans now at the 15. Third tackle. And foreign. Jeez, I called him for a try and he got close, but it will be a penalty for the Titans, 5 metres out. Jeez, I called him for a try in this game too. Mounty says, bro, I hate being part of Panthers groups online. You say one thing criticising bad performances and everyone starts saying bandwagon this, bandwagon that. Titans used to be like that. I used to kind of be like that. But my ideology and mindset changed over the last probably year or two, specifically the last year. Not bandwagon this, bandwagon that, but I didn't think that it was beneficial for the negativity. But now, like, it's pretty much a necessity to hold the organisation accountable. Brian Kelly here. Brian Kelly, good run. 4 metres away from the line. Second tackle. 10 minutes to go here in the first half here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Brian Kelly will get up on second tackle. They go to Kieran Foran. Foran at the back here to Tino, Jaden Campbell, and JC will be taken down 10 metres away. Third tackle. Now Sam Verrills off to Kieran Foran. And then to AJ Brimson, kicks it through here for... Oh no, it's over the sideline from Philip Sami. No, it's not going to be a try. He's going to put this ball over the sideline. He's going to put this ball down over the sideline. They're going to call no try. They'll go to the bunker, though. Leon says, what's your favourite win for the Titans as long as you've been a fan? Titans Warriors 2010, our only finals win in history. At Skill Park at the time, Seabus Super Stadium now. The bounce was just poor. But Sammy, yeah, he'll put that ball on the sideline. And that's kind of how the Titans are. That right there sums it up, really. Seb Watson says, the Downs are so bad, but the Titans, they need a boob job. That is true. That is true, mate. Joseph Schuster says, how does it feel? Say less. What do you mean, how does it feel? Say less? I don't know what you mean. Yeah, no, we'll remove that comment, Jack. Wait, hold on. I'm going to read this out. Clarkie's latest around the league post had something about Titans internal reviewing flagging the team losing touch with their fans. Really? Really, Titans? Is that true? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I love that that's been said. If that's the truth, Jack, and that was actually a post, if that's the truth, I actually love that they've said that, and I hope that they hold a lot of people within the club accountable for their actions in regards to losing touch with their fans. That shit, yeah, I'll read that out. I know that's been removed because it's from old mate, but, you know, like, dead set, that's actually really cool to see that, if that's the truth. And it'd be good to see the Titans actually holding themselves accountable for that, because I can tell you right now, it's part of their organisation in regards to why they've lost touch with a lot of their fans, inclusive of me. And a lot of the way this club has been these last couple of years has absolutely been losing touch with a lot of the fans. So, yeah, good shit. If that's the truth, and the Titans actually are giving a shit about that for the first time in their history, that's good shit. That is really good shit to see them actually recognise that. Because I've been very, very animated in regards to my thought processes, in regards to how the club has treated its fans over the last couple of years, specifically in regards to the last year. So, as you can see, I'm responding to this quite passionately, because that absolutely deserves to be a good talking point within their organisation, which is a rabble. So, yeah, I love saying that. Mounty says, speaking of 2010, Kevin Gordon was underrated. Yeah, Kevin G. No, he's a good bloke. He's a good bloke, Kevin G. I used to live next door, well, not next door to him, but a couple of houses down from him in Merrimack when I was growing up. No, Kevin G's a good bloke. Third tackle at the 50. Would always joke around because he'd go running with his shirt off, and sometimes I'd be running with my shirt off, and we'd just take the piss out of each other all the time. With it. I actually spoke to him about a month ago on Facebook. I think about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. No, it might have been still in Thailand, yeah. No, he's a good dude, man. He's just doing his own thing. He's a character, that bloke. He's a character. But fit tackle for the Warriors at the 20. And now it'll be Chanel Harris to Vida, who puts this ball up. Good kick, good area. Warriors chase it through. Warriors grab it and held up. Oh, held just short. So it'll be Titans ball at the 1. Good defense there from Bowie Firma to hold him up over the try, but just short of the try line. Samuel Rangan says, the problem with the Titans, they should get back in touch with their fans. Well, that's kind of what we're talking about, but that's not the only problem. That's a significant problem that I really, really hope, and I know some of the people within this organisation watch these streams, and if they're watching them right now, I really hope that legitimately you are genuinely talking about this within, because you've seen how I've been in recent years. You've seen how I've been since the start of the Titans, and I completely fell out with this organisation. And you've seen with other fans online, whether it be on Instagram or Facebook, you see everywhere, and you see a lot of fans leaving the Titans. And the reason being for it is because you do not understand how this fan base is with this club. Promising 2 premierships in the men's and 2 premierships in the women's by 2030 was a false promise set up to... It was with good intentions, but that's not what the fans are after. They're looking to be there for the moment, to be there for their 1 premiership. They've won 1 finals game in our entire history, which was back in 2010. Since then, they've made 2 finals on the back of losing seasons because other teams have lost their games, and the Tigers and Raiders. Warriors got this ball here to the 30. You know, the fan access to players, the fan access in general at the Titans is diabolical in these last couple of years. You know, to actually make it worthwhile, they never actually listen to a single thing that fans say. They never do. They couldn't care less. They think because of their little corporate degrees that they know bigger and better than every single other person that has sat there and watched this team for 20 years. They've sat there and watched this team through every single week of all the losing seasons and whatnot. every single week, and yet the organisation likes to put blame on fans and put blame on the people who passionately watch their team rather than actually look internally at why the fans are complaining. So the Warriors now, Tanner Boyd will go out to 30 at the 35 to right on Niokore, and then he'll give it off to Rocco Berry, and Rocco Berry will be at the 25. Fit tackle. Ibrahim says, Seb, it's all about how much money the board can squeeze out of the Gold Coast fan base by telling them lies that will be different next year. That is also correct. Because one second, Jojo Fafita gets the ball to 5. Because as I also say, them changing the words of resilience to relentless is not as big of a positive as you think. Yeah, sure, on its merit, on its face value, it looks like you're being positive and saying resilience is a negative and relentless is ongoing positive. But that's because they want to take that away from their own organizational failures by saying resilience is a negative for the organization and is a positive for the fans, because the fans are still there regardless, but the organization isn't delivering and they're under-delivering. That's why it's resilient for the fans, right? So they changed the word to relentless. And by changing the word to relentless, it's saying ongoing positivity, ongoing continuation. So I see right through that shit. It's taking responsibility away from the organisation. And, well, that's tackle in air here, potentially. This could be a penalty to the Titans. It is. Let's go. It's a penalty to the Titans here at the 20. Let's go. All right, so if they can score here, they'll be within 6. And I know, and I will say here straight up, that our fans deserve better, and I will say it every single week, regardless of how much shit I get, regardless of how much bullshit, other fans can say. At the end of the day, you can insult me, but you can't insult my passion and my love for this community. And I will always say the fans absolutely deserve better than the absolute dribble this organisation has sold a lie to over this last 5 years and changed this club. Absolutely. LBG New Zealand says, come on Warriors, another try before half time. Well, right now the Titans are on the attack. Cleese Haas 15 metres out from the line. First tackle, 4 minutes to go here of the first half. Oh yeah, I'll respond to that in a second, Leon. First tackle, Kieran Foran up to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell at the back into AJ Brimson. AJ Brimson at the 15 will be second tackle. 3:52 to go the first half. Brimson rolls it back to Jojo Fafita, then off to Jaden Campbell at the 20, and then he'll give it off here to Josh Patson. But there's also a very high likely chance here that they couldn't give a shit about this, and this is all just a made-up rumour. Funny that Clarkey is posting that, though. Kieran Foran gives it out here to AJ Brimson, and Brimson's going to be at the 10. And he will get it across here to Josh Paxton, and Josh Paxton now will be 5 metres out here from the line of 4 tackle, 3.5 minutes. No, he gets the offload away to Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly, he'll be 4 metres away, 4 tackle. Sam Verrills, oh, he's dropped the ball. And that's the Titans. And there you go. A little bit of positivity, and there's a drop ball from the Titans. Josie Parks says, damn, they gaslighting the fans. Absolutely. Absolutely. And people, I'm not saying I'm smart, but a lot of people aren't smart enough to see through the bullshit. And it is bullshit. It is bullshit. John said, I used to be a little doggy fan before the Warriors entered the NRL. Why'd you switch? Are you in New Zealand? Are you from New Zealand? Well, that's definitely backwards there from Sam Verrills. But either way, like Martin Niokore gets the ball at 5, so it's either the 5 or the 10. Doesn't really matter. But it definitely was backwards from Sam Verrills. Laurie says, that's deep, Blaze, about the politics of sport within the process and systems. Well, I'll reply to this one. Matt's Sport TV says, hey, Blaze, tell us what you really think. Well, I can't really, because I can give you as much as I possibly can, but I also want to be at least relatively professional about it and tell you my opinion without carrying on. But at the end of the day, some people are going to say, oh, knock on from the Warriors. Okay, well, at least the Titans will get another opportunity here at the 30. It's very difficult when you're in the public eye, when you want to say things, but you can't say things, but you need to say things, but you need to word it correctly. It really is interesting. That's why you have to think about it, and especially with our streams, we just talk and talk and talk and talk. So 2 minutes to go here in the first half, 18-6 the Warriors, Titans with another attack, 30 metres out. If they can run a try in here, though, it's very close. If they can run a try in here, it'll be within 6. And the worst thing about this club, and I'll get to another comment in a second, the worst thing about this club is that they will lose and lose and lose and lose, and then will win one game. 1 second, Kieran Foran and AJ Brimson, Brimson with 20, and then the organisation will hold on to that, and they will test your loyalty. They will say, they will make out like, oh, we got that win. Everyone's happy, everyone's cheering because of the one win. And you know why? Because Titans fans there's been so much over the years of just losses and losses that you appreciate one win. That's a negative. That's a negative. That's from the organisation a negative. Positive for the fans, they're still supporting, but they get told that you have to appreciate just one single win. Brian Kelly, for different reasons to kind of what you're probably thinking right now, 4th tackle here at the 3. So it's like a manipulation, like they hold on to that and say, okay, well, we've got a couple of wins at the back end of the season. It's okay, AJ Brimson! Oh, try to maybe for the Titans? No, I think we might have knocked this on. I don't know. This may be a try for the Titans. They're going to say no try here, but this is close. This is close. Yeah, LBG, we all know that's not going to get a reaction. Claiming the referee in this game is hilarious. Both players competing for the ball here. And that's... AJ Brimson touched the ball with his hands, but if he gets it to his knee... Well, that's a knock-on from the Warriors first, actually. And then he's actively gone for a kick there. Hits his knee, but he's actively gone for a kick. I wonder what they're going to call here. I think Wade Egan touches this ball first, though. Yeah, he does. Knock backwards from Wade Egan's crazy. Okay, well, I don't know if you complain about the referees in this game because that isn't what we just witnessed. But anyway, it's going to be Warriors ball at the 10. That's not what we just witnessed. Wade Egan very clearly knocked that ball on. But anyway, it's going to be Warriors ball at the 10. Going to have to completely disagree with that call. Jared Forces Blaze really knows he absolutely loves the Titans. I do. Me thinks your clock is stuck on 27 minutes. Thank you for letting me know. I'll refresh it, brother. And there we go. All right, so 50 seconds to go here this first half. Warriors by the ball, 10 minutes out. Disagree with the call, but it's kind of whatever anyway. Leon says they complain about membership numbers. Yeah, they like to blame me for that. Leon says, how do you advance the club if that's the mindset? Pathetic. Because within the club, they've all got people who think that just because they've got a corporate degree, that they know bigger and better than anybody else, they will take any sort of criticism that is constructive criticism in regards to the way the club is in the public eye. They will take that as an insult as an individual, which is the least professional thing you can possibly do, which... I've done in the past in regards to how people talk about the Titans, but I adjusted my mindset and realised people aren't insulting me. They're just insulting the club. That was something that I had to overcome. And it'll be fit tackle here. And a lot of the criticism was valid too. Fit tackler at the 40. But I'm also not a corporate cut. I'm not the one who's in the club who's getting paid big dollars to actually make this club successful. Right? I'm just a guy who's on YouTube and goes to games and whatnot and enjoys the game. I'm just passionate about my club and my community. It's just as simple as that. These guys have no excuses. Absolutely no excuses to look at constructive criticism and take every single thing as a negative, as a personal insult against them and their corporate degree. But anyway, that's going to be a half-time score here of 18-6. The Warriors, the stats are going to be absolutely awful here for the Titans when we look at the error count and we look at how this game has been played from the Gold Coast. Warriors, I'm surprised they didn't score a try in that last 20 minutes and got close to conceding. But at the end of the day, they're up 18-6 and they're doing what they need to do. You'd want a little bit better, but overall, they're up 18-6. So guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. As you guys know, in Titans games, the commentary is going to be very different to a regular game. If you want normal commentary, that Parramatta Eels versus Roosters game after this, Warriors fans, next week, you'll get a decent enough commentary. It's just today, obviously, a lot of it does emphasize around the Titans, right? Because I'm a Titans fan. But I appreciate you guys watching regardless, and I hope you do, understand that it's just about my passion for my team, right? Now, possession and completion-wise is 47% possession for the Titans and 53% for the Warriors. Now, the try scorers so far, Tino Fa'asuamaleaui for the Titans, Murata Diakore for the Warriors, and then 2 times for Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. All 4 tries have come off of errors. Time of possession is 12 minutes and 3 seconds for the Titans, 14 minutes and 22 seconds for the Warriors. Not the greatest amount of time possession. It does mean this game has been hampered by quite a lot of errors and also quite a few penalties. But at the end of the day, 26 minutes, yeah, it's getting close to that 25-minute mark. You're not too happy with that overall from the gameplay. Completion rate, though, you want to be hitting at least 80%. Now, this is where the game is literally being won because it is still close at 12 points, right? 90% here for the Warriors at 19 from 21. They're not making too many errors. They're completing their sets. You're happy days. You're 10% above the marker. The Titans are underneath 70%. They're 12% short of 80%. There's 68% completion rate with a 15 from 22 completion rate. That is 7 incomplete sets. That is pathetic. That is pathetic. 80% is the marker. They're not even at 70%. So 68% is poor. Warriors, really good completion rate, 90%. Now, runs-wise, 76 runs here for the Titans, 607 run meters. So about 160 odd, 150 odd, now 77 runs for 616 metres. They're about 116 metres off of the 10 metres on average per run you're looking for. Now it's 79 for 622. These will update at halftime, guys, so do bear with me. But 79 for 622, it's not that great. It's just not that great. They're not getting anywhere close to the 10 metres on average per run, whilst the Warriors are at 86 runs for 815. So they're about 45 off. Now it's 87 for 825. They're about 45 off exactly from the 10 metres on average per run. And that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. They're very, very close to it. Now it's 89 for 845. So, yeah, 45 off there. Overall, if you give the Titans the 10 metres on average per run to get to the 89, that's 10 more runs. That's 100 metres. They go to 722. They're still 123 run meters behind the Warriors, even if you give them the unfair advantage of the 10 meters on average per run, which is not what they're hitting. But if you give them that basic metric, then they would still be 120 meters behind. And that tells you right there the Titans are not getting a good enough amount of run meters here, whilst the Warriors are doing their job with it. Post-contact meters is 290 for the Warriors, 251 there for the Titans. Well in advantage there of the Warriors. Well in advantage. Even if you try to equate it, you're probably seeing the Warriors still up by a good 20-30, which is pretty significant in that metric. Line breaks is 3-1 Warriors, not surprising. Tackle breaks is actually 19-13 to the Titans. The Warriors have actually missed 19 tackles. Titans have only missed 13. That's actually an impressive stat defensively there for the Gold Coast. It's an impressive stat. And again, the Warriors, yes, they've scored tries off of an attack, but it has come off of an error. So ultimately, the Titans' defense today hasn't actually been that poor. And this is looking very reminiscent of that Panthers game, actually, when it was 24-0 at halftime. But 19 missed tackles to the Warriors, 13 missed tackles there to the Titans. It's actually not that bad there for the Gold Coast. But at the end of the day, it is still 18-6 for a reason. Now, average set distance, this is the crucial one. And this is why I was saying in regards to the run meters. This is why run meters, you try to equate it, and it does show you a big significant gap. Now, 25 and under on an average set distance, you turn the stream off, it's pathetic. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is average, hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic, and 50 plus is basically perfect. The Warriors are at 40.24, so the extreme low end of great. They're in the great category. They're hitting the 40 points, the 40 meters on an average set distance. You are happy with that. That is not extraordinary, but it is still in the great category, so you are not complaining. Whilst the Titans are 10 meters behind at 30.05. They actually just updated into the 30.05 as well. They were at 29.72 beforehand. So now they're at 30.05. That's not good enough. That's extreme low end of underwhelming. Extreme low end. Like they are 0.05 away from going into the disgusting category. They are not hitting the marker of 35, and they're 5 meters behind that. And they're 10 meters behind the Warriors. And that's where I'm saying the run meters just simply have not been good enough for the Titans. Average play the ball speed is 3.72 seconds for the Titans, 3.82 seconds for the Warriors. So both these are quite slow. 3.39 and below is fast. 3.4 to 3.59 is average. And 3.6 and above is slow. Both these teams are at the slow, and even the Warriors are at the extreme low category of 3.82. Anything 3.8 and above is really slow. Titans 3.72 is really slow, but Warriors are really taking it up a notch and taking their time with the play the ball speed. So both teams aren't playing fast, expansive footy from the play the ball. Offloads-wise, Titans with 8, Warriors with 4. Quite a few offloads in this game. Good to see, but unfortunately, those offloads are turning into errors for the Titans, which is a problem. That is a problem, considering that all 3 tries the Warriors have come off of errors. So, you know, you actually kind of want to limit those offloads, considering you're not getting them to hand as much as you would like. Forced dropouts is 1 apiece. Kick defusal is 43% for the Titans, 20% there for the Warriors. And then you go to the effective tackle percentage, and, oh, geez, you know, and this tells you a lot as well, man. Effective tackle percentage is an individual level, not a collective level, right? It means you're either making your tackles or you're missing your tackles, right? 85% and below is pathetic. 85% to 88% is underwhelming. 88% to 90% is actually really solid. It's hitting the marker, and 90% and above is incredible. Titans are at 90%, which is very good. 171 tackles made for 13 missed tackles and 6 ineffective. Now, the average missed tackles in a half is usually 15 to 17, so they're 13, so they're 2 under what the lowest of the average is. So that's really good in regards to an individual level of missed tackles. They're not missing too many tackles at all. But, again, two of the Warriors tries for Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on the left-hand side have come off the back of just complete open play where the collective team have all come inside and it's just a free run at it. So they can't miss a tackle that they can't even attempt. And that's why the Warriors have scored a couple of tries there. So collectively speaking, the defense of the Titans hasn't been fantastic as per usual, but individually speaking, ineffective tackles, they're basically at the average of 6 to 8. 6 to 7 is what I probably would like to say is the average, but 6 ineffective is on the lower end of the average. And then the Warriors, they're actually in the pathetic category, 80.95%. They are missing a bucket load of tackles and have a whole heap of ineffective. 80.95% is 7% below where they need to be of 88%, and it's 4% below the lowest category, the highest of the lowest category, right, of the discussing category of 85% and below. So 80.95% is not good enough. 153 tackles made for 19 missed tackles and 17 ineffective. Again, the average missed tackles is 15 and 17. They've given up 19, so that's 2 more than the average missed tackles on the higher end. That's poor. At least it's not 20 plus, but it's still 19. Then ineffective tackles is 17, which is basically 10 more ineffective tackles on average than the average one of the 6 to 7 range, right? They're 10 more than the highest of the average there. So a lot of bad tackles there from the Warriors. That's 36 bad tackles in the first half compared to 19 for the Titans. It does mean that this game is relatively still on defensively, and the Warriors aren't really clamping down as much as they would like. They're just really grateful the Titans are making a whole bunch of errors at the moment. Now, collectively, I wouldn't necessarily say the Warriors have been fantastic on the defense today. Individually, I'd say they've been poor, but it's just the Titans' errors. The Titans' errors have just been crucifying them, dude. They've been absolutely killing them. So, look, defensively, on an effective tackle percentage, Titans killing it, Warriors not so much, but it's the errors that are just rubbishing the Titans because they're on 9 errors. The 4 and below is great, 5, 6 is average, and then anything 7 and above is a bad amount of errors, and the Titans are at 9, the Warriors are at 4, so that's a good amount of errors there for the Warriors. It's on the higher end, but it's still very good, 4 and under. The 9 errors of the Titans is just pathetic. It really is. It's just pathetic. And all 3 of the Warriors' tries, again, have come off of errors of the Titans. 2 of them from Bo Firma knock-ons, and that was off a breakaway as well. That was off a breakaway for the Gold Coast. So it really is disappointing to look at that. 9 errors is just poor. And then penalties conceded is 5-0 to the Warriors. I don't know if I would say the Titans have been perfect, but at the end of the day, the 5 penalties for the Warriors have been legitimate. 0 penalties for the Titans is quite weird. That's quite interesting because they can be an ill-disciplined team at times. But the penalty count is currently at 5-0. Again, to really reiterate this to people, just because a penalty count is lopsided does not mean that it's an unfair game, does not mean that the referee is doing the wrong job. It can mean that it's legitimate, but obviously, it's still kind of strange to see the Titans on 0 penalties conceded there. And then you go to the ruck infringements of 3-0 against the Titans, so that kind of brings it up a bit. It means that where the Titans are giving away penalties are actually outside of the 40 on the opposite side of the field, right? So a penalty is within the 40 usually, unless there's some big thing that happens outside, and then a 6 again is what this is. So ultimately they are getting penalised, but it's coming in the form of 6 agains with the 3 ruck infringements to 0. So the Warriors are actually perfect in regards to the infringements on that side. So it is 5-3 in regards to penalties conceded. It's just that the Warriors are giving away the penalties within the Titans' defensive 40, whilst the Titans are giving away the penalties basically in their own half, which is allowing the Warriors to get on the roll in regards to the amount of time that they can have with the ball. So it is actually a relatively even penalty count just on different sides of the field. And then inside 10 metres is 1-0 to the Warriors. So overall here, defensively, the Warriors just haven't been great on an individual effective tackle percentage, whilst the Titans have, collectively speaking, though, Titans have been really poor. The forced dropouts is the same. Offloads is probably too much there for the Titans with the fact that they're not getting the ball to hand. This play the ball speed is slow from both teams. The average set distance is a killer for the Titans. They're at 30.05 and the Warriors are at 40.1. That's 10 metres. It's huge. Metres is definitely Warriors' favour, post-contact and all run metres. And the line breaks is obviously in favour of the Warriors. So, look, at the end of the day, 90% completion rate to a 68% completion rate, you're not surprised. You're just not surprised in how this score is right now. But it's disappointing because, again, all 3 of the tries for the Warriors have come off the errors of the Titans, and 1 try for the Titans actually came off the James Fisher-Harris error himself. So hopefully this game can change around. I don't have too much belief in it, but then again, they were down 24-0 with similar stats against the Panthers and came back to be leading 26-24 before a hugely controversial finish. So hopefully the Titans can do that, but realistically, the Warriors should go on with this game. Realistically, they should go on with this game. Panthers 2003 says, do you think it'll come to a point where the Titans fans will protest like the Dragons fans? I don't think so. I don't think there's enough of them. There's not enough people. Like, you've got myself, and you've got old mate. And then you've got Blake Russell, but he's not really a Titans creator. You don't really have enough creators to really get people going, and there's not enough fans to really go overall. So, like, I think that if we had as many fans as say the Dragons do, then sure, yeah. But the organisation also will acknowledge that we don't have a massive fan base to be able to go up against them realistically. Ibrahim says, and with other teams, they have had good ladder places the past 5 years, and the board still brings up we've made the finals in 2021 and say we should be grateful for that one finals appearance. Correct, but also it's not the board. But I'm not. I can't. This is why I have to be careful online. I'm not going to tell you who has said these words to me. But ultimately, it's come from within the club. We are told to be grateful for 2016 and 2021, where they were in the finals, and it's like, that's great, but anyone who knows rugby league knows we had a losing points differential in those seasons. We might have just been the positive potentially in 2021. I think it might have been minus 12 actually. So losing points differential. 2016, we had to rely on the Tigers losing to the Raiders in the last game of the season. Losing season, mind you. We lost more games than we won. Tigers to lose to the Raiders, which they did. And then 2021, we had to rely not only on the Sharks to lose, not only on the Raiders to lose, which they both did, but also to beat the Warriors by 11 points or more. We ended up winning that game by 44 points to nil. But the point of the matter was, guess what? It was still a losing season with a minus points differential, and they got bounced out in the first week with the Patrick Herbert pass, right? So, for them to say to me and to Titans fans in general to be grateful for that is just diabolical. It really is. It's diabolical. It just sets up a losing mentality. And that's why Titans fans will really be so happy just with one win in a season against anybody, because they're not used to it. They're not used to it. They're not used to winning games. So one game against a random team after 10 straight losses will feel like you're on top of the world. And the organisation hones in on that and says, remember that feeling. Feel that feeling. Be there for that, right? But it's one win. It means jack shit. And then you get fans going and saying, oh, just be positive for the moment. It's like, be positive for the moment, but also that one win against Manly 28-8 does not mean we're back. Does not mean we're back. And then the week after, you go and lose. Or the same thing happens with the Titans versus the Warriors 4 weeks ago. The point of the matter is I'm really, if they actually are acknowledging their internal behaviour, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Levi says they're trying to lower Titans fans' standards by making you think one win every month is good enough. Bingo. One win every month is, wow. That's huge on the Gold Coast. That's huge. One win every month. Wow. Ibrahim says, that's right, I read that comment. Wild call. William says, hi bro, hope you're well. Titans to smash them. I don't know, mate, but we're here. We're here watching our team, supporting our team. I'm sure the Titans organisation over this year have been like, oh, Blaze isn't a fan anymore, but they can eat a dick. Sam Jenkins says, weird how AJ's arm was in front of Egan's, but somehow Egan knocked it backwards. Yeah, no, I said that it was clearly knock on, but either way, like, whatever. Either way, whatever. But it was pretty clearly a way to get knock on. But anyway, second half's about to start here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We'll still have the Eels Roosters right after this. But let's watch on and see if the Warriors can go on with it and lock in their top 4 spot for this weekend over the Sharks and the Broncos. Or if the Titans can come back and jump out at the spoon spot for the first time in a while. Jared Choice, have the Titans made any big signings for next year? No. They're not going to be able to make any signings until they decide on Des Hasler staying or whatnot. And then if players even want to come, to be fair, the only players that would want to come are players that are on the brink of non-existence in the league, right? So it's a very difficult time, especially with Papua New Guinea coming in and with Perth coming in, and then soon potentially the second New Zealand team. Like, it's going to be really hard to get players in the market with new teams coming in. But despite the fact that I think Papua New Guinea will really recruit internally, and I do think that New Zealand will recruit a lot from their rugby audience and also the local talent there in New Zealand for the most part. But they'll still try and get some big star players here and there. Whilst Perth, they will be very affluent in the market in the eastern part of this country on the basis that Perth isn't exactly a breeding ground for rugby league, right? So the Warriors now will bring this ball out here to the 25. Alpha Kappa says, corporate think that their shit don't stink. Absolutely. Ibrahim says, it's crazy how fast they switched up on you when you stated your opinion. Yeah, you don't even know the full story. Casey says we can come out and win. Still, just need less errors, man. Agreed. The game's not over, but it's just their errors that are absolutely crushing them. Third tackle over the Warriors at 32. This was the score in that Moeaki-Fotuaika send-off game too, where Moeaki-Fotuaika got sent off in the 20th minute. It was 18-6 to the Warriors with at the 50th minute mark, and then the Titans came back to 18-18. So look, the game's not over. We saw what they did against the Panthers a couple of weeks ago, but I'm not going to hold on to anything. I'm not going to hold my breath. So Tanner Boyd, he will kick that ball up. That's a milk from Tanner. That is an absolute milk from Tanner. Oh, that's a milk, and he's giving it to him too. That's a milk and a half from Tanner, and he's laughing at it too because he knows he's milked it. He knows he's milked it, Tanner, but he will get the bounty for it. Guess whom says, "Kia ora, my brother, my lord, I'm sweating. We really need this win. Hopefully your boys can show us some grace and play much less than that last game where you guys dominated us." Yeah, look, hopefully for your sake, mate. Hopefully for your sake. We are obviously trying to play to avoid the spoon. But I don't think the Titans win this game today, man. I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors take the 2 here. I don't think we win this game, but we'll see. Yeah, Kieran Foran's arguing it because it is a massive milk there from Tanner Boyd, but like it is what it is. David says, Blaze, in your opinion, can the Wires go far into the finals, my friend? I think that there are better teams than them. But if they're in the top 4, then they'll at least see the second week. Yeah, like he got there in time, dude. There really isn't anything wrong with that, but yeah, he's milked that to galore. But that's what they called. Clyde says up the Titans. They're still in it. They're still in it. This 2-pointer here will hurt a bit. Yeah, see, look at Tanner smiling. He's a cheeky fella. He knows exactly what he's done. Leon says they were a pass away from winning in 2021. They would have hanged that over the fans' heads for years. Absolutely. That's 100%. Oh, jeez, that would have been. If we had won that and then got flogged by Manly next week, they would have been like, hey, but we won a finals game. It's okay. It's okay. Tanner Boyd doesn't miss, by the way, Brenton. Tanner Boyd doesn't miss, Brenton. Tanner Boyd don't miss. But it's 20-6 to the Warriors. 36.5 minutes to go. Jared says, didn't the Titans have Meninga on the board? No, he's at the Bears. Wasn't on the board, but he was a part of the club, yeah. But he was the world record holder for most flights between Canberra and Gold Coast. Still lived in Canberra when he was working with the Titans. Mitchell says, if you don't go on a yearly 10-game losing streak, what are you really doing? Yeah, us Tigers and Titans fans, we can really understand each other there, Mitchell. Jared Ford says, never incriminate yourself. 100 bad management will come and go. No, I know what I say online. Chris Martin says, Wires backing up what I said yesterday, light years behind the top 3. Too many daft mistakes, inconsistent. This game is still in the balance. Agree with you. I don't disagree at all. They still should win this game, but I want to see them pump the Titans in the second half if they're a realistic team. Halasima offloads the ball to the grass. Jeez, not a good offload, but the Warriors will luckily come up with it at the 18. Was week 2 and week 3 at most. I do think week 3 at most, but it's just like, let's assume they get top 4. Their first week is against the Raiders. They've lost both games to the Raiders this year already. And that's at Canberra too. I do think Canberra win that game, and the Warriors will have to play the highest placed team out of. Oh, well, they'll either play the Broncos, the Panthers, the Sharks, or the Roosters probably. And it's like, I think the Warriors. I don't know if they beat the Roosters. There's a good shout against the Sharks, depending on how they play next week after their big win against the Titans last week. I don't think the Warriors beat the Panthers. Another knock on. Like, you're taking the piss, bro. You're taking the piss. You're taking the piss, Gold Coast. Another knock on. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a penalty to the Warriors. You're taking the piss. Like, what's the point? Like, what is the point? You're professional players and you've had, 10 or 11 errors in this game already with 35 minutes to go this game. Like, what is the point? How are you professional players and making this many errors? I know it's all well and good as me sitting on a chair here in Vietnam, or, it's all well and good from people talking shit from a couch, but, at the end of the day, you are professional players and you're knocking the ball on as consistently as this. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense how you can be this poor. So left-hand side, and it's going to be Dimitri Mulga, 5 metres out from the line. If they score again here, that'll be all 4 tries and the 2-point penalty that have come off of errors from the Titans. They're their own worst enemies, dude. They're their own worst enemies. Tanner Boyd at the 10. He'll give it out to Charles Neal-Klukstad. And Charles Neal-Klukstad, he'll be 13 metres out from the line, 4 tackle. Like, I know Phil's going over to the Perth Bears and whatnot, but I know you've probably checked out, but come on, man. That's multiple errors from Phil Summy at the back. And now look at the numbers. They're done for numbers at the back. Jojo Feta will knock it dead, and it will be a dropout from the Titans to the Warriors. Jerry says, I'm a Warriors fan watching your channel all the way from Papua New Guinea. Go Warriors, get around in Papua New Guinea. We appreciate you guys over there. Leon says, the fans should stop showing up to home games and get management flustered. How many fans show up anyway? How many fans show up anyway? They will be cheering that the Warriors have come to town because they'll actually give them some money for the attendance. They'll be cheering. They'll be cheering. How about that promise? How about that promise that they said that there'll be a Titans fan on every seat by 2030? Yeah, you reckon? Will there be a fan on any seat in 2030? So it'll be Warriors here at the 30, first tackle. David says, who will get the 4th spot, you reckon, in the 8 before the finals kick off? I still think the Sharks are a shout, mate, but that Bulldogs game is the only one that concerns me. If it wasn't for the Bulldogs in round 27, I reckon the Sharks, but, you know, maybe the Warriors. Warriors got the easy run out of the 3-4 teams. Adam Lesniak, and I don't know. No, he doesn't get it. No, he doesn't get it. He's shaking his head. It was very close with Lesniak getting it, but no, he'll drop the ball there. He shakes his head. They're going to go up to the bunker, and they're going to check for a potential obstruction too from the Warriors. Glenn Wood says, look, even the Panthers had to take at least a year in finals footy before they started their dynasty. Finals footy is effing hard. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nia Corey coming through, and yeah, I'm okay with it. Like, he does run into the line there, Nia Corey, and does impact Kieran Foran, but at the end of the day, I'm kind of okay with it. But Dallin Watene-Zelezniak doesn't get there. It's good defense in the end by BK and Chris Randall, yeah. Yeah, really good stuff there from, is that AJ Brimson? No, it is No, it is AJ Brimson. It is AJ Brimson who knocks that ball out of the hands. So, I think that might go out of bounds in the field. David says, don't give up hope. Wise choked a 14-point lead a couple of years ago to the Titans. Yeah, correct. Oh, they're going to give a penalty to the Warriors here. They're going to give a penalty to the Warriors here. Yep, they're going to say a foul play against the Titans, so it's going to be a penalty to the Warriors. 10 minutes out. Paul says, if you're changing clubs on the top of the ladder, you don't want to go hard and injure, maybe. What? If you're changing clubs and on the top of the ladder, you don't want to go hard and injure, maybe. Changing clubs? Who's changing clubs, Paul? Am I missing? I must be missing a joke here. At the top of the ladder is obviously the Titans. Maybe you don't want to go hard and injure, maybe. Maybe that's the reason. Is that what you're saying? The Titans are up. It was Sammy with the penalty too. If you're making a joke in regards to the Titans, then being on top of the ladder, then maybe, yeah. But otherwise, what's the changing clubs thing? Free for Life, will you be back at Titans games next season until the organisation gets its shit sorted? No. I'll keep on travelling. I'll keep on enjoying travelling the world. No point turning up to... I don't need to go to games for my support to be validated anymore. So I will go back one day, but until this organisation sorts its shit out and starts blaming fans and taking accountability away from themselves, then no, I have no interest. But one day, Aaron Clark will be 2 metres out from the line, second tackle. I once needed validation for my support by going to all the games. Don't anymore. Nate J says he means Sammy, I think. Going to oh, okay. If you're going changing clubs and on the top of the ladder, you don't. Oh, I get you now, Paul. I get you. I've clicked on now. All right, so it's gonna be fun. Jeremiah Tawava, 5 metres out, third tackle. 5 metres out. There you go, right hand side to Tanner Boyd. Tanner Boyd off here, and good tackle there from Brian Kelly on Chance Newell Klookstad. He'll be 10 metres away from the line. And Wade Egan off to near Corey. The attack's not going too. Again, over this game, the Warriors' attack has been okay. It's not been spectacular, though, which is kind of what their problem has been all season. Tanner Boyd, his kicking game has been into good areas, though, but that one isn't. Tanner Boyd will go to 7. Will give away a 7-tackle set there. Jojo Feeder rushes this ball back here to the 20. And AJ Brimson off the challenge to Groot. Oh, geez, taking out the 40. It was a good run, though. And 0 tackle. Jojo Feeder at the 40. That was huge. That was a really nice run there, actually, from the Titans. You take that. Phil Sami now, first tackle at the 50. Axel says, last night's game were insane. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. If you follow me on Instagram, you can go see my reaction to the Raiders' last second try, well, in extra time, golden point. That's the pinned comment in the chat for the Instagram. If you guys aren't following, I will speak about this game and the other game that we've watched already today, and the next game, the Eels Roosters, later on. It's like a little bit of extra that we do on Instagram from after games, and they'll give it up to Tina Fasil Malawi, 4th tackle at the 30. 30 minutes to go here at the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. 30 minutes to go. They give it to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell had the pass. What the fuck, man? You have the pass there. Pass the ball into the line. The whole shape was for that. Anyway, Kieran Foran's going to kick that ball up for AJ Brimson and Philip Sami. The ball is allowed to bounce, and it will be, I think, a 7-tackle set. It's a guaranteed try for the Titans if JC passes that ball, and now it's Warriors 7-tackle set of the 20. You know, it's just a mountain of errors. Like, you're the halfback, man. Please pass the ball there. You literally set the play up for that pass. You have set the play up for that, and you don't pass it. Just take the tackle, and the player was literally through the line. It was 1,000,000% a try, but he decides to hold it. Anyway, Chad Force of the Titans working on a deal to offer punters a free ketchup sachet with every seat sold. God, I feel sorry for your club. Yeah. Feel sorry for the fans. 3rd tackle. Snake J says, you going cold turkey in the Sniffy Jar, mate? Jay, no way, son. Sniffy Jar from Thailand. Sawadee krab. Now I feel better. Jay always knows how to make me feel better. He always knows. 5th tackle for the Warriors at the 15. Now the 10. Oh, my goodness me. What a reminder. What a reminder. So the Warriors now at the 10. They give it to Tanner Boyd, and Tanner Boyd is going to kick this ball. Not a good kick there from... Oh! It will be in the set for a 7-tackle set, so not a good kick from Tanner again. And it's going to be Jojo Fafita here. He's going to... Why? None of the Titans players were in front. Oh, they haven't... He didn't... Oh, JC didn't tap it at the 20. Oh, JC, dude. Come on, mate. Oh, come on. Oh, this is going to be a penalty to the Warriors. Oh, my gosh, JC. A challenging decision of caught in goal here, the Warriors are. But either way, the Titans will get the ball at the line. Does his boot touch the line? It's close. If it touches the line, it's in goal. But I don't know. This is close. That's touch on the line. This will be in goal. This will be a 7-tackle set. I think his boot just touches the line. It's very close. Supporting a live decision, yeah. So if Warriors will retain the challenge, it's inconclusive. I like the challenge. They get to keep it, but it will be inconclusive because it does look like his boot might be on the line there but like there's no conclusive evidence. So it's not successful. It's not unsuccessful. It's inconclusive, and the Titans get to... He didn't even tap the ball at 20, by the way. He didn't even tap it. He actually didn't even tap it, Jaden Campbell. So, anyways, it's going to be Titans ball at 20. At least he tapped this one. So, Titans 0 tackle. They'll be 30 or 28 metres out here from their own line. Davo says, rumour going around Blaze, Jonah Pezzett on the move at the end of the season. Who needs a half at the moment? Well, you did kind of speak about that. I did speak about that with you yesterday. But a lot of teams will potentially look for him. Titans should be a shout for it, but does he want to get a go here when he's probably got other offers? 2nd tackle now. Dragons should be a big shout for like a Jonah Pezzett. The biggest issue for the Dragons is clearly their halves with Kyle Flanagan and King Togia and Lachlan Ilias. 3rd tackle here for Bo Firma, and he's going to be at the 45 on his own side of the field. Dazmate says, think it's time for iBookie into rehab. Mate, well, I'm not booked in yet. Not booked in yet, son. Not booked in yet. 4th tackle here at the 50. AJ Brimson off to 4-4 here to Brian Kelly, and BK will be 5th tackle at the 40. If the Titans score next, the game's still on, but they just need to score next. They just need to score. And Titans chase this one through. Decent kick, but chance will get taken down to 10, 1st tackle. Can't wait to see him photoshopped in a Dogs jersey. Who in the hell are you talking about? Because I know you ain't talking about me. Oh, are you talking about Jonah Pezzett? Okay. No, Dogs wouldn't be even interested in Jonah Pezzett. They would have no need. If they got another half, I'd throw myself through a window. 3rd tackle now at the 18. Rehabbers for quitters. I'm not going to get involved in that conversation, Nath. So 4th tackle now at the 20, Kurt Catewell. Mitchell says, how are you allowed to challenge here? Because ultimately it is a stoppage in play. The taking the ball out to the 20, that's a stoppage in play from the in-goal to the 20. So you are able to challenge that. And the Warriors are 5th tackle at the 33. And Tanner Boyd will kick this down. If we didn't see an error from both these teams today, it would be dead set 0-0. It's a dead set. It's a dead set. both teams like attack on its purity have not been fantastic. Jalen DeGroot, he'll get this ball here to the 30. Yeah, the commentary's saying like this game's so out of gear right now. The Warriors aren't in gear at all, but they're already up 18 to 20-6. Jojo Fafito to the 40 on third tackle. Bob James says that stuff has nothing on Kids Vicks. Mate, get around Kids Vicks. Get around. At least the Titans 3 from 3 in second half completions, but Chris Randall gets romped in the tackle there by Tamati Martin. Now Tina Fa'asul Malawi, he will try to the offload, but he couldn't get it. Now fit tackle at 45. Looking like Keanu Kenny might come on at some point. Might be nice. Wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have a million fullbacks? Charles Newell-Klukstad will be at the 15 and first tackle. Keanu Kenny, get him on, son. Get him on. Get him on. Can Tigers talk about the 8? Can we stop talking about the Tigers making the 8? We all know it's not happening. And Rocco Berry will get this ball here to the 22. Second tackle. It might have actually been Tanner. It is Tanner. Forget me. And Daniel Montane's delayed snack will be at the 35 on third tackle. And you know what the problem is? The problem is that there will be people out there, probably in the organisation too, who go, we didn't play too badly. You know, it's only 14 points. Like, this part of the game, like, they're holding strong. Shut up. And now Yeremiah Tarava, he'll bring it out to Yeremiah Tarava, I think it is. Fifth tackle at 42. Jared says no one is coming to the Titans until the management rifts are exterminated. 0 out of 10 confidence. I agree. AJ Brimson had a bit of a wobble with that catch, but he does get it, and he'll be at the 13 or 12 first tackle. Dasmate says, not anymore. Tigers are gone. They needed Manly to win today. Hi, Daz. Manly won today. Hi, Daz. Manly won today. Don't know if you know this, but 58 points is actually more than 30 points, and a penalty is also good for the Titans. And they take the quick tap, do they? Okay, they take the quick tap and they bring it out to the 35. It's the first tap for the Titans at their own 35 after the penalty. Would have played better if it wasn't for you, Blaze. Yeah, valid. Yeah, valid. I copped so much heat from those first two games the Titans won, and they were 3 with the bye. They had 6 points to their name after 4 rounds, and I copped a lot of heat. People saying, oh, maybe it was you. Maybe you were the curse. Yeah, how's that curse looking now? How's it looking? Fozza out to JC, then up to AJ Brimson, and AJ Brimson at the 38, 4 tackle. Taz says I meant the Dolphins. Wait, yep, you are them up, but 6 again for the Titans at the 30. Okay, if they can score next, there's a chance. If they can score next, there's a chance. Oh, I remember the Titans game that old mate was talking about now with the 14-point comeback. That was the game Tanner Boyd kicked the field goal. That was the last game of the season, I think 2021, in Auckland. Yeah. Second tackle now at the 23. They give it off to Khalees Haas, and Khalees Haas is going to be 15 metres out. Third tackle. Third tackle, Sam Verrills. He'll go to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell kicks it through. It's going to be a dropout. It's going to be a dropout. Good work there from Chance to get the ball and not drop it. Ibram says, don't give the organisation ideas. We know they're watching. No, give them ideas and they'll take it as insults. They won't take it as constructive criticism. All right, so dropout coming up from the Warriors. Oh, they're saying that the first dropout from Tanner was in front of the line, so he's telling him to drop it out from behind the line here. Who cares? All right, so Tanner goes to the short dropout. It's a great short dropout. Gets knocked backwards here. Titans could actually score. And it's going to be touch on the line. So it's going to be another dropout here from the Warriors. Jeez, the Titans nearly got very lucky there with the try. Nearly got very, very lucky, but the Warriors get away with this one. They get away with this one. Michael says, Blaze, I saw your Big Brother audition tape. Yeah, mate. Yeah, cringe as, eh? Cringe as. But no, we were talking about Big Brother the other week on here, and people were saying apply, and I was like, mate, well, you know, so I chucked my application in, and we'll see how it goes, mate. And that's going to be, I think, a knock-on here from the Warriors originally. No, they're actually going to say it was knocked back, so the Warriors will get the ball here from the short dropout. Good stuff, Gold Coast. And Tanner Boyd will get taken down now at the 25. Yeah, I thought I'd just chuck my name in, and they put me up on the YouTube and on TikTok and whatnot. So we'll see how it goes, bro. We'll see how it goes. Jay says, imagine if you get in and Faraz is in there also. I'm walking out. I'm climbing out. If Faraz is out, I'm climbing out. I like to listen to Broncos Stream all day. I would climb out of it. You wouldn't be seeing me and Big Brother for long if he was there. I can't deal with it. You know, it's funny, right? Fourth tackle at 35. You have to do like a whole questionnaire when you apply. And they had, what's your biggest fear? And I put Broncos fans on there. I literally did. I literally put Broncos fans on my biggest fear. Fifth tackle now at the 25. And now the Warriors will give it off here to Chanel Harris-Tavita. And Harris-Tavita, decent kick into the air. Good chase through here from the Warriors. They knock it backwards. Harris-Tavita out to the left. And that's a try time for the Warriors. Well done, Titans. Well done, Titans. At least that's the first Warriors try, though, that it's come off the back of their own work rather than a Titans knock on. But it also comes off the back of Titans not getting a dropout. 24-6 here to the Warriors, the kid to come. Yeah, someone said, imagine the Warriors choke this one. It's not even about the Warriors choking, mate. It's about the fact the Titans just aren't good. They just simply aren't good. They just simply are not good. So Harris-Tavita gets it out, and there was actually a good grab there from Adam Pompey to put that one over the line. Michael Hunt says Big Brother could turn into Love Island. Why? Why? Why are we now talking about Love Island? Mike Wave says the half ended at 24 points, right? Yes. Yes, it was 18-6. Yeah, it was 18-6 at half time. Yeah, 24 points. So 20 minutes to go at the game, guys. Thumbs up and subscribe. If you are a Warriors fan and want like a passionate commentary behind you, it's just not going to be the day for you today. But next week, you'll get a fine commentary. Paul says, who's the Titans defense coach? Honestly, name anyone from a local pub. That's probably the case. No, it is Brett White, but like, he is the coach for New South Wales too, defensively. Keanu Kenny's about to come on the field here. Down 24-6, 20 minutes to go of the game. Marcus Zane Pod was also in Big Brother Insta for his audition tape. Yeah, Zane actually saw me on it and he messaged me. And he was like, oh, so, was that you? And I said, yeah, mate, that's me. That's me. That's me. Breton says, Kenny should have been on early in the game for injection. Mate, Keanu Kenny's our fullback for mine. Keanu Kenny is the fullback. And Tanner Boyd does not miss Brenton. So 26-6 with 20 minutes to go here in the game. Paul's is New South Wales. Well, there you go. Proof in the pudding. I don't want to sit here and shit on him, mate. I don't like shitting on people overall, especially when I'm being like serious like this. Like, we can take the piss out of players and take the piss and whatnot, but overall people understand. If anyone has any idea about me, you know it's taking the piss. This is obviously quite serious when I say that our defense is shithouse. And yeah, look, I have to put some blame on to Brett White, who's been here for years now. But Kieran Foran comes off the field, by the way. I do have to put some blame onto him, but I don't want to sit here and just shit on individuals, like name drop and whatnot. So the Titans will kick this ball to the 35, and that's going to be Warriors to get the ball here at the 38. Mitchell says, don't want to get locked in a room with Zane. He might try and take your teeth. Okay, no. Well, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Second tackle here at the 50 for the Warriors. Brenton says, yeah, Kenny is your fullback for sure. He was killing it out in the year. Well, he's the New Zealand international fullback, but the issue is they've signed AJ Brimson to 2030. They've signed Keanu Kenny to 2030. JC is going to get re-signed, but probably to play the halfback. Well, you'd assume he gets re-signed. If they can give him enough of a direction, he will stay because he's from the Gold Coast. His dad was a legend of the club, and he's always told me he wants to be a one-club player for many years now. Who's told me that personally? So there's no... Oh, that's a bad play. The ball from the Warriors. And Titans get the ball at 15. So, no, if they give him any kind of reason to stay, he'll stay. But that's like 3 fullbacks at the club. All right, so that's going to be a challenge here from the Warriors. Oh, yeah, they can challenge. I forgot that it was inconclusive before. 773 Sean says, do you see the Warriors scoring 40 points? No, he's just put that ball down there. He's planted the ball down there. He's not fully to his feet. This should be an unsuccessful challenge. It's incidental contact there. Fisher-Harris isn't completely up to his feet yet. He's just made the mistake. That's on James Fisher-Harris. Oh, they're going to actually penalise the Titans. Commentary said the exact same thing as me there. You can't penalise the Titans for that, but they have penalised the Titans for that. Do I see the Warriors scoring 40 points? Hey, listen, they're 14 points away. Their attack hasn't been fantastic today, but at the end of the day, they still scored 26 points. I'm not going to say no, but I will also say I'd lean towards being against it. I'd lean towards being against it. I could see them getting 32, maybe even 38, but 3 tries in 19 minutes, considering their attack hasn't exactly been free-flowing, will be a bit much, but we'll see. Olivia says, not me trying to find this audition tape now. Well, I put it in the chat yesterday. It's on it's on Big Brother. It's on the Big Brother AU page. If one of the mods want to go grab it who know where it is and wants to put it there, I'll pin it. And 6 again here for the Warriors. They're 10 metres out. Chanel Harris to Vida. And he'll be 10 metres out from the line. First tackle. Have you got... Brenton says, Plucker gets the call wrong again. Michael says, you reckon Jaden Campbell 900k a season will be worth it? 900k? Is that what he's asking for? Tamati Martin off to Tanner Boyd. Hits the grass. And Warriors will get the ball back at the 25, third tackle. Michael, can't speak about stuff like that, bro. Can't speak about stuff like that. Third tackle here at the 25 and Tanner Boyd. Also, audition processes are still open until like beginning of September, I believe. So fourth tackle here at the 13. Slapper says, no, I'm not even going to refer to it. The Slapper, you're a muppet. You really are. I know you're referring to the Dino incident. Fifth tackle here for the Warriors at the 5. They get the offload away, and they're just going to spread it. Kirk Catewell flicks it back to Tamati Martin. Bit of free-flowing footy here. You like to see it. The kick is probably going to be a bit too much, and yeah, Brian Kelly will just knock it dead. So it's going to be a dropout coming up from the Titans to the Warriors. Slapper, you are a muppet, eh? Like, you really are. You can't even deny it. You cannot even deny it. Planka gets the call wrong again. Agreed. By the way, Jay. Hey. It's not hot in Vietnam now. Not hot in Vietnam anymore, buddy. No, sir. And Jaden Campbell will not kick the ball 10. He will actually not kick the ball 1 metre. It will hit the try line from the dropout. So it will be the Warriors ball at the 10. John says, here's a stat for you. Usually in previous seasons, when the Warriors scored 24 points or more, roughly a 75% win rate. Well, there you go. That's good. Oh, is that the one there, Olivia? I found St. Potters. Get around him. All right, there we go. We'll put that up in the chat. If you guys want to watch the audition tape, you can go watch it there on the link that Olivia just posted. All right, first tackle now for the Warriors, and they're 8 metres out. Jace's fresh pits, nice one. I hope you used deodorant. No, I rolled around in a pig pen before. Out of the left-hand side, Chanel Harris to Vida. 2 metres out for the line. Second tackle, good defence from Jojo. His defence is pretty good. They go to the right side, Tanner Boyd. Tanner Boyd off to Marty Martin. Short ball to Halasima. Wow, that's a great tackle from AJ Brimson in the line. That was a guaranteed try otherwise, but then they're going to score because not a single other soul in the Titans gives a shit. Gives a shit about getting back of the line, and it's a try time under the post. Dead set, Gold Coast. You got to laugh, lads. Well done, Warriors. Like, there's nothing wrong with you guys here today. Like, well done, Warriors. The Titans are just, it really is bad. It really is bad, lads, but I'm doing my best to still kick on and back in this team, but it really is bad. Like, it's... That's right. David says, what's the weather like over there? Right now, it's a bit cloudy at the moment, but it's super hot. I got the aircon on, but... Hey, look at that. Not a single player even close to making a tackle, man. And not a single player, brother. Or are you talking about the Gold Coast? Yeah, I'm not too sure, man. But Livy says 24 degrees. 15 minutes to go to game, and welcome back to your weekly dose of depression with the Gold Coast Titans. Your weekly dose, ladies and gentlemen. Well, hopefully the next game is something to have a bit of fun with between the Eels and the Roosters. Hopefully we have a little bit of fun with that one. Well, Warriors fans, we're in the top 4. Scott James, I hate to say it, but are we in a rebuild right now? You talking about the Titans? You talking about the Titans? When are they not in a rebuild? When are the Gold Coast not in a rebuild? You talking about Gold Coast? So Tanner Boyd from right in front. Hey Brenton, can you tell me how many kicks Tanner Boyd's missed today? Tell you that one. Big Boy says, do you think Warriors would be top 3 without the injuries? Metcalf and Barnett really make this team 2 times better? 2 times better. Usually people say like 10 times better or 20 times better. 2 times better is funny. Top 3. Well, there's still a chance of them making top 3. Bulldogs play the Panthers next week, and I'm not too sure the Warriors' final 2 games. So I'm going to have a look. Round 26. Warriors play the Eels. Should win that game. And the Warriors play Manly. That'd be interesting if Manly is still in the hunt for the 8. If the Roosters lose the Eels/Rabbitohs. You still have a chance at top 3. I don't think it happens necessarily, but Bulldogs do have a tough run home with Panthers next week and then the Sharks the week after. But probably, I still don't think the Warriors overall are going to win the premiership this year. But at least this is a performance here where they needed to have. Well, I did say on my head, I said 36-10 would be my points prediction for this game. So I'm pretty close. But, yeah, look, I probably would. Their attack still wasn't great with Barnett and Luke Metcalf, but it still was their full-strength team. It was their defense. That's not going to be a penalty. No, it could be a penalty. How do we vote you in? Just go and like the video and comment and get around it. You just go and like it and get around it. Scott James says, yes, I'm a Titans fan. I'd like to see Campbell take more control of the team. Well, the Titans actually would have been within 8 points if JC had a pass to guaranteed try. Like, literally, if he just passes the ball into the line that he set up, attacking-wise, there was a guaranteed try for the Titans. He didn't pass it. Made a couple of mistakes here today, being disappointed with JC. But, you know, you just kind of... you just kind of get used to it, mate. You just get used to it with his club. And Phil Sami will be at the 10. Mark says, I said 36-6, beginning of the chat. Good stuff, man. We're pretty close in regards to our scoreline predictions right now. Still 13 minutes to go here. We both could still be right. Lighter for you, mate. Have you watched any of the other entries on there? No, knock on from the Titans. Oh, you are unbelievable, Gold Coast. Like, you are something, eh? They're going to challenge this, but you are something. Like, I don't think this is a confident challenge. I think they're just challenging this for the sake of it. If anyone is a Titans fan who goes to the games, like obviously I was with you for the last 15 years, but I want to ask you, if there's a Titans fan who goes to the games, are there still people there that sit there and circle jerk and say like, oh, it's okay, lads, we'll get him next week? Like, is there... Brian Kelly knocks the ball on. Challenge unsuccessful. Are there still... Like, how is the vibe there? How is the vibe there? Because I really hope that you're not just seeing people going up and saying, well, we'll get him next week. Because what the fuck do we watch every single week with this team? The amount of errors in this game today has been through the roof from the Gold Coast. Through the roof. Team stats. They're at 15 errors. Like, you know, how do people defend it? I really commend you if you can find a way to commend this. Dead set. Second tackle if the Warriors at the 5. Michael says, Jaden Campbell seems like a very humble guy. He is. He's a great dude, mate. Just like Preston when he's a very good bloke. No, Jaden Campbell is a really respectful human being, like his dad. His dad's amazing. I'd see Presto pretty much every week, and we'd have a chat about what's going on and just life and whatnot. He's a good dude, and JC's after his dad. It's I don't know, man. Titans are just in a really bad place as a club and as an organisation, mate. But yeah, nothing will ever make me say a bad word about JC as a bloke. He's a really good dude. And Tanner Boyd, he'll kick this ball over into the corner. Like Alasima, no, that's good grab there from Brian Kelly. He'll bring it out of the 15. Olivia said I liked and commented. Get around here, Olivia. Davis says Titans coach must be stressing out right now. I don't think they sacked Des. I don't think they do. Thank you, Sean. Liked it as well. Get around you, Sean. Jay, I'm timing you out for a minute, mate. You know you deserve it. I'm timing you out. You know you deserve it. Blaze is okay always next week, mate. No, you know what? You know what, Jay? We'll see you in 5. You deserve it. You know you deserve it, Jay. We'll see you in 5. We'll see you in 5, Jay. You know you deserve it. You're getting slapped for that. Is there a knock on here from the Gold Coast? I don't know what's happening here. Jay, we'll see you in 5 minutes, mate. 7 minutes to go, Mark. You're unbelievable. You make me happy by reminding me of the herbal inhaler from Thailand, but then you go and give me that dribble. Who we play next week? We play the Dolphins. You watch us play them into form. I know there are only 2 games to go, but you watch us go and concede 50 to them. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. Not because the Dolphins are a good team, just because they can score buckets of points. We can concede buckets of points, and we can barely score. Oh, dude. Oh, that game just has a 70-point slam all over it for the Dolphins, eh? And a knock-on from the Titans. You can't get away from it, lads. You just can't get away from it. The misery of supporting this club is astronomical. It is astronomical. Watching this team every single week, and then people go, "You're not a fan because you criticise." Shut the fuck up, man. Like, this is an astronomically bad team at the moment. Like, they've got 16 errors now in this game. Like, it's astronomical. It really is. Like, it's the weekly dose of depression. You have to laugh at it. You just have to laugh. Oh, dude. This really is something. Jared says Jay is such a loser. You know he can still time you out. Yeah, he's been timed out by Olivia. Oh, dude, at least we got the ball back at the 10. And now Keanu Kenny sets around a couple. Keanu Kenny, go Key. Go Key. Chelsea Parts, you are a stronger person than me, bro. We do our best, you know. We do our best. We do our best. Yeah, Jay's timed him out for 10 minutes. Oh, boy. Fair enough, dude. Jared, we'll see you on the Eels-Roosters game. 10 minutes to go of the game, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. I do my best, lads. I do my best. It's not easy. I do my best. Bo Firma at the halfway point. Gives it off to Isaac Silmalawi, and he'll be at the 45, 4th tackle. Leon says, Blaze would rather watch paint dry at this point. No, I'll always watch my team and support my team, but, you know, jeez. Devron says, like me with my Eels, bro, I know how you feel. I know you know how I feel as an Eels fan. At least you made a grand final, though, a couple of years ago, which was good fun. You had a couple of prelims, so you had a good couple of moments. There's a drop ball. Titans will score. AJ Brimson. No, it's going to be a... It's a knock-on Warriors into a forward pass to the Titans, but we'll get the ball at 10, but... Oh, boy. If the Tino's password went backwards there, we score. But anyway, good work from Keanu Kenny, though, for putting in the effort. Spoke to Keanu last week, you know. I know he's doing everything he can to get this team up and at him. He's obviously been injured for most of this year. Michael says, should they get Gus Gould in the club while his dog's contract expiring soon? Gus is getting old now, man. I don't think Gus would do it. I would like to see it, but I think that Gus is getting to the point now where he's done what he can with clubs. And at the back here, Keanu Kenny offloads Jalen the Group. Jalen the Group will... Oh, he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball once. He's lost the ball. He's lost the ball. 8 minutes to go of the game, and Jalen the Group will knock the ball on. No, man. No. Scott James, what's the crowd like there? Would like to know how the fans feel. They'll all be Warriors fans there, mate. They'll all be Warriors fans. Everyone says this club is going to make you go insane. Go? Make me go insane? Make me go insane. Make me go. So like future-wise, make me go insane. Is this what we're talking about here, Ibrahim? Is this what we're talking about? We're talking about future. AJ says, well, you reckon the total points will be 44.5? No, I think it'll stay under now. Under 44.5. I don't know if there's 2 tries left in this game. Could still be 1 try left in this game. But you'd need 2 to get above the 44.5. Tanner Boyd, right-hand side. Rocco Berry, and Rocco Berry will be at the 48. And knock on there from the Warriors. Bo Furman at the 40. You still got the inhaler. I do. I still got the inhaler. Crippy says the club is the closest thing to shock therapy right now for Blaze. I can tell you I'm not shocked. I did call the score of 36-10 Warriors before the game started. I did say that the score would be 36-10. Just one try short of the Titans and one try short of the Warriors. But Titans here with the ball. Second tackle, 22 metres out after that mistake from the Warriors. Sam Verrills to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell here gets it across to Isaac Asil-Malawi. And he'll be 10 metres out, third tackle. Yeah, you did, Jay. You deserved that. But you move. AJ Brimson kicks this ball through. And this is going to be I think, a 7-tackle set for the Warriors coming up. And they're going to go to the bunker here. Bo Ferma might have scored, but I don't think so. I think if he puts it down, it goes over the dead ball line. Jimmy Phoenix says, thoughts and prayers to you in this tough decade, Blaze. Make it 2 decades, mate. And that's a great leap from Bowie Firma. But, oh! I think that's a try. This is actually a try for Bo Firma here. I actually think he might have scored this. There was a gap between ball and line there from that angle. This might be a try here. And he keeps his hands on the ball. Oh, no, no. I think that... Oh, I don't know. I think that's dead. I think he's put the ball on the line there. It's close. One angle shows it's probably in, but the other angle probably shows that this angle looks like it's in. This is the one that makes it look... And I think that's a try. That might be a try, lads. This angle looks like a try. Yep, that's going to be a try here for the Titans. All right, 32-10 with the kid to come. 32-10 with the kid to come. That first angle looked like a try. Yeah, they're giving it a try. Desmond says that's a try, right? This calls for membership prices to rise. Yeah, membership. I know you're big fans here of the channel. Come on, membership. Chuck the membership prices up. Get the membership prices rising. Casey says, was hoping we'd win. Didn't think we actually would, but was hoping it'd be a little close at least. Oh, the Titans have had a ridiculous amount of errors, dude. It's been pathetic. Yeah. Chuck the Venga boys on, lads. Yeah, get some dancing going to see us. Yeah, chuck the Venga boys on. That's the way. Jaden Campbell here to go over the conversion. He will make the kick. So 32-12 with 6 minutes to go here the game. Another classic BKR Sport, yeah, nah, video replay decision for the try. That is a classic BKR Sport, yeah, nah, Paul. But, you know, at least we got the yeah and not the nah. But nah, yeah. Nah, it was a try, but yeah, nah, looked like it was close, but nah, yeah. Well, one angle looked like it was out, and then this angle here shows there's gap. So, yeah, nah, yeah. That's my says Legion looks happy. Club took our name away from us. The club took our name away from us. They changed the overall fan. We used to be the Legion, and then they changed. They actually brought in for a meeting and said we want to use the Legion as the name for the entirety of the fans. And that was a dumb move because not everyone was appreciative of the Legion. So welcome to the ideology of the club. But they took our name away from us and gave us Frontline. And now it's Frontline. But still, they will complain about the Frontline. Still, they will bring them in for meetings. Bring everyone in for meetings to sit there and shit on the Frontline. People who go to every single game for them. They will make them out to be the villains. They will make the Frontline to be the villains. That's what the club does. And the people inside the club that I'm talking about here can go and fuck themselves. Fifth tackle here for the fourth tackle for the Titans at the 40. They get the ball off to Jojo Fafita, and Jojo Fafita nearly breaks away. He'll be at the halfway point. Fifth tackle, and it's a penalty to the Gold Coast of the 40. Johnson, what do you think of the rest game so far? A couple of how you going calls both ways. I didn't really like a couple of the calls that went against the Titans, but overall the Warriors have been the better team here today. Paul Collector says, weird that Titans didn't try to scoop up Sexton for next year. Why? They were the ones who got rid of him to the Bulldogs. Laurie says, yeah, when everything goes right, it goes right. But tonight the Titans had that game. It happens to the Waz too. That's every game for the Gold Coast. It's not just that one game. That's every game. Knew the Waz would win. Evan Skit says, Yeah, sure, man. Like, at the end of the day, the Titans are usually the bogey team. This is only the second win for the Warriors against the Titans in the last 6 years. You're not going to get, like, the reaction you're probably demanding here. But, yeah, look, the Warriors, I said 36-10 before the game started. Right now it's 32-12 with 20 minutes out for the Gold Coast. Warriors been the better team. There's still been a little bit of lackluster around the Warriors in this game. At the end of the day, they're going to win by a decent enough margin here, so you can't complain about it. But you just got to hope they get some momentum going into the finals because they've been on a bit of a slide the last couple of months. But they've been a better team today. Titans have made a ridiculous amount of errors. They're going to score again here, though. Brian Kelly will score again, close to the post, so it's 32-16 with a kick to come. And this is why it's so frustrating as a Titans fan, because you know this can happen. You know, it's a great pass there from the Titans, and they'll score basically underneath the post. And, you know, Warriors getting a bit complacent here. Like, the Titans aren't going to win the game. They're still going to be down by 14 points. But, you know, you just sit here and you go, like, look at the way the Titans played that. It's good. But they just can't consistently do it. Sean James, that was why your stream is the best. Your honesty about the game. I'll do my best, mate. Olivia says, what's for dinner? Not too sure, actually. Not too sure. Not too sure, but something good. Something good. I had a great breakfast this morning. Obviously, don't really get lunch on Saturdays because I'm streaming all day. But then, yeah, later on tonight, I'll head out. And, yeah, not too sure. I got the whole of Saigon at the palm of my hands. 3:17 to go. Metal says, what a brilliant genius. Thinking of a potential top 4 team beating a bottom 4 team. Yeah, no, look, effing Skits, he's on top of it, mate. He knew that the 4th place Warriors would beat the last place Titans. Like, it's really intellectual. No, it's good stuff. Like, it's real good stuff. It would have taken a while to come up with that conclusion. Would have taken I think you might have had to get a corporate degree, a statistics corporate degree, to come up with that kind of ideology. Like, it's a really tough process to come to, but, you know, we got there in the end, and he is going to be right. So you've really got to take your hat off to the incredible thought process of knowing the Warriors were going to beat the Titans while they're in the 4, whilst Titans are last. So Bert Firma second tackle to get the 22. Champ Forces Rice Risotto. I had my last 16 teeth pulled out last week. Your last 16 teeth pulled out last week? What? And they go left-hand side to Bo Firma. And Bo Firma, he will... sorry, the guy who also asked about the over 44.5 before. I said under. Well, blame the wise. Hannah says, gosh, we're cooked for playoffs. Why don't you get a bit of positivity about your Warriors? I'm going to give you a bit of a critique, but in the same sense, you're a Warriors fan, mate. At the end of the day, you're still going to win this game and win it by 14 points, probably, unless you give up another try here. Jaden Campbell, not a good kick, mate. You had Tino running in underneath. So that'll be Warriors. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who gets his ball out of the 15. And 25-30. Good run by Roger. Booklet says, but everyone keeps going on about how Dogs messed up by not keeping Sexton. Everyone seems to think that Sexton carried the Dogs to the top, but then no team even wanted Sexton, and now he's off to England. Not necessarily true. I don't think that people said that Toby Sexton carried the Dogs. I don't think that was ever mentioned by anybody, but Toby Sexton was a key part of their team that was undefeated. He was the halfback. So saying that he was carried, I disagree with, and I don't think that people were saying. But Toby Sexton was still a big part of their team that I don't think they should have been changing their team mid-year. I think Galvin's the better long-term play, but I just don't think that he should have been playing from the midpoint of the season when they were top of the table. But yeah, look, overall, no clubs did want him, but like they would be going a little bit sideways with the Dragons, in my opinion. Titans already got rid of him, so they're not going to go back to an ex that they broke up with. Keanu Kenny with a good grab here at the 10, first tackle. He's been good since coming on. Laurie says, you're a Titan, brother. Got the BKR Legion watching tonight. Appreciate the commentary. Appreciate you, Laurie. Harlan says, Warriors could still finish 3rd, but Dogs won't lose the last 2 games. Why? They play the Panthers and the Sharks, 2 very difficult games, especially that Panthers game. 3rd tackle for the Titans, 25, 1 minute to go. Don't forget, guys, in about 10 minutes' time, we'll be live for the Roosters versus the Eels game to finish up the day. And we kick on. We could go on for one final game. Jared says, hope you're doing well. How you find the ref tonight? Genuinely question, apparently. It's like his second game, I heard. Yeah, I haven't been a massive fan. But at the end of the day, Titans just haven't been good enough. They just haven't been good enough here today. Jaden says, up the Sharks can pull that Dogs game off. If they want to make the top 4, they have to. Oh, they will let that ball bounce here, the Warriors. And then they'll get the ball at the 10. 23 seconds to go here of the game. Of the game, lads. Well, I've done my best. We'll be back again next week as the Titans play the Dolphins, who have conceded 160 points in 3 weeks, but you watch us concede 160 points. Booklet says, one day I'll write a comment you agree with, catching the next game for another hot take. No, your comment wasn't wrong. Your comment wasn't wrong, but I just disagree with him carrying the Dogs to the top of the table, and I don't see people saying that. But he's still a big part of the team. I'm not disagreeing with you overall, but it's just the carrying part of that comment that I disagreed with. Kenny 100% is the Titans fullback, need to prioritise his future contract. I agree, man. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you for tuning in. Obviously, it's been a tough one here for me, as per usual. But good win, Warriors. Yeah, look, it'll put you back into the top 4, or keep you in the top 4 above the Sharks there. Sharks will drop down to 5th, Panthers go down to 6th, and if the Broncos win tomorrow against the Knights, well, the Panthers, you drop down into 7th, so big yikes there. But all right, guys, I'll see you in a couple minutes' time for the next game, which is the Roosters versus the Eels. Thumbs up, subscribe. I appreciate you for tuning in, and we'll be back next week for another weekly dose of depression with the Gold Coast Titans. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.